Fighting games are happening. Holy shit.
Yes. So, we have an assortment of news to talk about. First things first, on the OTK Games Expo, which I'm sure means something to someone, but not to me. Two platform fighters, well, more than two platform fighters got announced, but I saved two because those were the two that I was interested in. One of them is Smack Studio, which is Smash Mugen.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Wasn't that already what Rivals of Aether is doing?
Well, not officially. I don't think they can do that officially. But this is literally just like design your own character, draw your own character, put their model together, make the animations, make the frames, make the damage. Like, this is Fighter Maker for Smash.
And hopefully better.
Yeah. Like, this is someone in the platform fighter community going, you think you can make a better game? All right, fuck you, do it. You know, I can whatchamacallit, sympathize with that.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a Combo Devils, which we probably talked about because it's been one that it's been one that I've been keeping an eye on for a while. I've been keeping an eye on this since there's been two characters in the roster. So, you know. Like, more or less. And it's platform fighter third strike. It parries and shit. Yeah. Like, that's why it's called Combo Devils, because it's all about doing combo, but there's also like there's also third strike parries and shit like that.
Ooh.
And yeah, it looked really interesting. The stuff that they showed off, well, I was surprised that they said, all right, you know what? Full on RPG mode. It's yours. But
works for Street Fighter.
True, I guess. But yeah. Like, the stuff like that surprised me, but gameplay wise, it seemed like what I saw like 1 or 2 years ago. Which is not whatchamacallit. Like, I'm not disappointed by that, because they showed off more characters than back then, but they showed the same level of quality. And like that back then, there was already a surprising amount of quality in the game. So like, seeing that but more, I just went, yep, this will be like this should be good. People should support this. They might not, but they should. All right, then that's those news. There's Justin Wong getting parried outside of Waffle House, and then
oh no, yeah. What happened?
Oh, nothing. He posted on it. He posted at Harada a picture of him in front of Waffle House looking real sad, and someone edited Ken parrying Chun-Li behind him. All right, that's the big news. Then Garo. Or actually, Fatal Fury, Garo.
Yeah.
Announced new characters, Bonjane and Vox Reaper.
And they look good.
Yes. Vox Reaper I have seen footage of. And his gimmick from the gameplay, his gimmick is cussing.
Oh, I did see that if like something goofy, like if he every time he misses this movie, he goes bullshit or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I was wondering before, like, we knew Kane was going to get into the game because Garo 1 ends on the super tease of like, is Rock going to follow Kane or not? Or Kine, whatever. But Grant was a legit question. Like, are we going to get Grant in this hypothetical Garo 2? The answer is yes. No, but yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes and.
Yeah. So is Vox Reaper? I assume Vox Reaper isn't Kane. Isn't Grant. He's definitely not Kane. But I'm going to assume he isn't Grant, because Grant looked pale and had long white hair and was bigger than this.
Yeah. This is a guy, like, this is Vox Reaper is the Grant function. Specifically, like, he is the Grant function. He's not Grant. But
yeah, there's definitely some of that going on there. Is it supposed to be I'm curious. I don't remember Grant's story that well. Is there something special about the mask? Because Vox Reaper at times has half the mask appear over his face.
Oh, I'm not sure. Like Grant's story, all of Grant's story that I know is that he's the boss that you fight before Kane, and he's a piece of shit. Martyr of punishment.
There's something tortured and devilly about him. I know that.
Yeah, but when you open up his character bio in the Garrow re-releases, that's his description: tortured and devilly. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
We're hitting the important stuff here. We ain't wasting your time. Now, Vox Reaper looked quite good. Nice, beefy, brutish, gonna rush you down and kick your ass sort of character. I like that. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot Bonjane wasn't already in the roster.
Yeah.
To me, she's just one of the Garrow characters that the idea of not having her there is like, well, it's not Garrow.
Yeah.
But she looks fucking good. I think there's something about Bonjane, other than her sex appeal, of course. There's something about Bonjane that always gets SNK's visuals guys, whether it's the sprite guys or in the 3D modeling days, the special effects guys and so on. They always seem to put in their A-grade work on Bonjane. Have you ever noticed that?
Bonjane feels like female Kim, where they go clothes.
Yes, that much is for certain. I mean, you could tell that the physics department was going nuts on Bonjane on everything on her that could have physics.
Yeah. Her ears.
Because, like, her hair looks great. And, like, I've seen people compare her to KOF15 Bonjane, who also looks great, but not as great as Garrow 2 Bonjane.
Yeah.
And, hey, I really like Bonjane, so I'm happy. I mean, so far, I think that... I mean, I was in, of course, any game that's going to have Terry and Rock. Boom, I've already got 2 mains right there. Then they're like, hey, Marco Rodriguez. Well, fuck, there's number 3. Oh, hey, Bonjane, 4. Okay, you gonna take any more of my characters here? Look, you already have my money.
Yeah, meanwhile, Don Juan is still dead. Grant killed him.
That's what I was about to ask. There's no Kim family members here.
Yeah, no.
You don't think they're saving Kim for DLC like they did with 14 or 15, right?
I mean, I would hope not. Like, Kim shouldn't be in Gato.
He should be, by all means, or at the very least one of his kids, and then have Kim as DLC.
No, that's what I'm saying. Kim shouldn't be. His kids should be in Gato.
I can still see them throwing in old man Kim.
I guess. I don't know. Like, Kim's
getting tinier with age, like his mentor.
If it is sheer, Kim looks more like caffeine nicotine.
Yeah.
Which the fact that that's his actual name, that character.
Yep.
And then to avoid like that they renamed his like nephew to Kohufine or something like that instead of caffeine. But nicotine was just exclusively coffee nicotine.
And he will stay that for the rest of time, except if he doesn't.
I mean, he is dead, so...
Yeah. I mean, for the longest time, I thought that Kushnud Butt was going to stay Kushnud Butt in the West, but they finally just dropped it and went, nope, he's Marco Rodriguez.
I don't know, I will probably keep calling him Butt.
Well, it's definitely amusing that he was ever named Butt. I'm like, it's so silly for him to have the last name of Butt that everyone just ignores the fact that his first name is Kush Nude.
Yeah.
His name can be divided up into 3 parts, all of which cause children to giggle.
Like, to me, Butt's name is like this is my Eggman. Like this is when I say no. Fuck the fact that he wasn't called this in Japan. He was called Butt here. He's Butt.
how many Garo characters are left that aren't on Garo 1 characters are left that aren't on the roster for Garo 2? There's the little shit ninja, but they've already showed Hataru, right?
Hokotomaru or whatever his name was. Donghwan and Jae-hoon. Gato? No, Gato, they showed Gato immediately. Who else then?
Hataru's definitely in, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing her, but I also remembered seeing Bonjane, and she wasn't there, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. Kine, I know they've already shown in art, but they've not shown in gameplay, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
People would be terrified to see Kine because, you know, he's the fucking terrifying zoner.
Yeah.
He's if Guile was an SNK boss, which is horrible.
Yeah. Oh, Freeman? Freeman, we haven't seen Freeman. And...
Oh, yeah. Freeman's on the guaranteed list of not making it into Garo 2.
And we haven't seen... I don't remember his name.
Kevin Ryan.
Yes, I didn't remember his name, so my brain just defaulted to Abel.
I think I did hear someone say, though, that you can hear Kevin Ryan's voice in the trailer at some point, though. On some level, it does feel like they wanted to take the good ones out of the Garo roster and then throw in a few Fatal Fury classics alongside them. And a couple newcomers that are actually just like, you know, Joe's little mentor, not mentor, little student chick, Preacha. There you go, Preacha.
Yeah, which allegedly, Joe's on the way.
Oh, well, I guess I haven't looked that intently at Preacha's gameplay. Maybe she's actually really different from Joe.
She seems more combo heavy. Like Joe...
Yeah, that would make sense. Joe was a bit footsie's a bit neutral heavy.
Yeah. Preacha is more into like canceling all of her shit into each other.
Okay, you know who should be in season 1 of DLC for Garo 2?
Who?
Well, first of all, Blue Mary. But second of all, Duck King.
Brian Battler.
See, if we want to start dipping into the other SNK licenses, that's a different question, right? Because then you're getting into KOF territory.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it would be really fucking funny if Brian Battler makes it into Fatal Fury, but not KOF.
Okay, wait. When's the last time we saw the Native American boxer dude from Real Bout? Was it Real Bout?
I'm trying to think of who that is.
Because that dude was super cool, but we've not seen him since because him and Vanessa are almost the same character.
Then probably, yes.
Now would be a good opportunity to overhaul his gameplay and make him a different character, and then put him in KOF with his newly overhauled gameplay so that he isn't just Vanessa if Vanessa was a Native American man instead of a white chick.
Yeah. He now plays like Balrog.
Well, Heavy D was already pretty close to Balrog in several ways. Heavy D was weird. Heavy D was like a little bit of Balrog and a little bit of Dudley mixed. Heavy D was so cool. The entire sports team was so cool.
My favorite Street Fighter character, Budley.
Nah. Well, if you want to combine Buffalo instead of Balrog's name, then you get Buffly.
Yeah.
Bally.
But Buffly, like, with Buffly, I'm almost tempted to make the joke of, like, isn't that the guy from Back to the Future?
Fucking naming a character Biff, that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Garo 2 continues to look really good.
Yes, I have, like, Garo 2, like, I don't know if you've seen gameplay of Garo 2 yet, but Garo 2, they went, alright, you saw Uni. Like, Garo 2 introduced a, like, it's not a shared bar, so it somehow makes less sense.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the stun meter.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you know, once because I was watching an explanation video on the characters, and like you know, once it was explained what the bar does, like, it made more sense. But that's just like the uni bar. When I looked at the bar, I went, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like the access bar in uni makes sense once you actually like play the game or watch someone play it and they explain it while they're playing. But the access bar doesn't make sense when you look at it and you have no clue what the fuck it is. And people complain about that for some reason.
Nah.
But yeah. Uh hmm. I think that's it for uni. Then let's see. What else did we have? Oh, I'm skirting best the big ones.
Yep.
Oh, you can make your own fanfiction in Dragon Ball. I didn't call it Fighters, but no, in Dragon Ball or Sparking 4.
So, yeah, that's. Yeah, I mean, it's. There's a lot to say about that, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean,
it almost boggles the mind with the quantity of things. I mean, obviously, we'd have to see just how many limitations there are on the system. But with the video I saw, they showed that like you could set where like a cutscene would trigger whenever one or the other character's super meter reaches a certain amount or their health reaches a certain amount.
The image I saw said that you can animate your own cutscenes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again.
The image I saw implied. It's I don't know if it outright said. I don't remember if it outright said it or if it implied, but it in some way conveyed that you might be able to animate your own cutscenes.
Good lord! I mean, the thought ran through my mind of like, well, there's so many characters that would have specific need specific motions, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, would you have access to cutscenes that are just form changes?
Yeah.
Could you have a cutscene that's just simply Frieza goes from Form 1 to Form 2 or something?
I mean,
Okay, there's obviously also the question of, like, if there's character-specific animations, what if you swap the characters?
See, that's the thing I was gonna say. That's the thing I was gonna say, because, like, all right, so you could make a cutscene, you could make a storyline where you know, like I don't know, they do a form change, and it's, instead of like going Super Saiyan 2, they just change gender. Like instead of Gohan, it becomes Videl.
Yeah, if you could choose the forms it changes between.
Yeah,
I mean that could still logically work for someone like, I don't know, Ginyu or somebody, right?
Yeah.
But it also occurs to me goofy stuff like, okay, what? I imagine they wouldn't, but what if they put in a couple animations of just Form 1 Frieza flying around in his stupid fucking baby carrier hovercraft?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine how funny it would be if you could put other characters in there. Like, obviously, Broly wouldn't fit, and God help you if they put Harudegarn on the roster, because obviously he ain't gonna fucking fit. But imagine putting Krillin in the baby carrier, or Vegeta.
Yeah, I mean, Vegeta should only be allowed in there if he has his pacifier.
I was about to ask, will they have where you can put the pacifier in? And I would imagine no, but still that'd be funny.
That will be a separate version of Vegeta. Like there will be Vegeta early, Vegeta mid, Vegeta end, Vegeta pacifier.
How many of the animations, I assume several of the animations, I would assume that like Harudegarn and the Great Apes would have monster specific animations because it just wouldn't make sense. Otherwise, all right, here's a cutscene of Vegeta making out with Harudegarn. Like, Vegeta probably just fits in his fucking mouth.
Yeah, no, it's not making out loud, it's war.
Yeah.
You made it first.
Speaking of, Boo and Cell, I would have to imagine with either of them, they would either just not do it or like it'd have to be exclusive to that. Well, I guess Boo still. Well, I guess, yeah, I could just program in, I don't know, just Goku's eating candy, and we'll assume that candy's not people.
It's just people shaped.
Imagine if they... I am now imagining that someone will probably create a story that is Boo turns a bunch of people into candy, but then for whatever reason has to leave before he eats them, and Goku wanders in like, oh, candy! And he bites down and there's just screaming.
Yeah. See, like, that's the thing.
Oh, there's 21, too! Shit, she does the same thing.
Yeah. Like, see
Budokai Tenkaichi, Oob had the candy ray, but he didn't eat the candy; he just stomp on it instead.
Because he's lame.
I always liked Oob. He's one of the Dragon Ball's ultimate forgotten characters with Launch, but I like Oob.
I'd like Oob better if he wasn't just like, if his gimmick wasn't just like, I am less interesting fat boo.
Yeah, Oob's really only meant for that one scene. You know,
Yeah.
He kind of gets screwed up by the idea of him doing anything else. It's just supposed to be, here's this incredibly powerful Indian orphan, Goku's going to train him, and who knows what they'll do in the future. Toriyama's done, right?
Yeah.
But Toriyama was not done.
Not only that, but also like the best part is I finished Dragon Ball Kakarot, and that's not in the game. Oob doesn't exist. He ceased being.
Well, Kakarot has to be made in light of Super, right? And Super, they've stated, is supposed to be in between the end of the Buu saga and when Goku takes over training Oob. Except that the longer Super goes on, the more it becomes clear that people are not interested in the idea of Goku running off to take care of Oob. People are interested in the Super version of the Dragon Ball mythos, which is basically superhero ongoing comics of Goku and his friends fight different monsters and solve different problems every week.
Yeah.
Turns out people like that, and they don't like the idea of Goku just leaving one day to take care of Oob and seemingly never coming back.
But passing the torch, though. Never mind that we tried doing that with Gohan and it didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one, people are going to be making a story out of. What if Gohan won the Buu saga and Goku just didn't come back?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's once again a thing of, like, it depends on how much freedom they give you. Because if the image that I saw that implied that you can make your own animations is true, then you know that people are making immediately just porn stories. Like, there's...
Do you mean literal or metaphorical? Because I'm sure both are accurate.
Literal. If people can animate, then they will.
I mean, they definitely will. I don't know that the tools will necessarily be too intricate. Obviously, you can't make costumes, so no one's going to have any genitals to work with, but...
I mean, yeah, but it will be right to hell, but, like, or it's the internet. That's enough for some people.
Now I'm thinking that meme someone posted, there was a thumbnail. What if Goku got HEV?
The suit?
HIV. The HEV is Gordon's suit in Half-Life.
That's why I'm asking, the suit?
Yeah. Oh, fucking... And he takes the glasses too, just because.
Yeah.
Gordon gets his gi.
Yeah. Goku starts using the crowbar, but it deals less damage than his fists. It breaks on every hit.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah.
I mean, the ability to make your own what ifs. We all know, as soon as that came out, it was immediately the reaction was, oh, so people are going to use this to make stories where Tien's not a loser.
Yeah, like,
I love that everybody accepts that Yamcha's a loser and no one's willing to break that, but we need to make Tien cool.
Yeah, like, the internet collectively went, like, the world, not even the internet, the world collectively went, finally, justice for Tien.
Yeah, Yamcha's just in the background crying.
Yeah, he's happy playing baseball. What do you mean?
I guess Shiatsu has to be in there somewhere if they remember that he exists, but most of the time Toriyama didn't remember Shiatsu exists.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that's going to be really great is that...
Speaking of Chiaotzu and Tien, they had a in Kakarot, they had a thing, they had a side story which I don't remember if it was in Z or not, where Chiaotzu wants to go away because he thinks that he's not good enough and stuff like that, and then Tien shows up and tells Chiaotzu, like, you matter, Chiaotzu. I mean, look at me, I'm worthless too. And that's the story.
Okay, I have to wonder. I would assume not, but I have to wonder if we're running with the idea that you can just plug characters into certain preset animations. Can you plug characters into each other's move animations?
Ooh. I mean, probably.
Because if someone wants to do Tien Saves the Day, Tien's going to have to move past the Kikosho. Or
Yeah.
Kikoho. I love the Kikoho, but the Kikoho canonically can't even crack Cell's skin. So logically speaking, it doesn't work past the Frieza saga.
Yeah.
Other than that one cool moment where he used it to just trap Cell in a fucking bottomless pit because Cell couldn't die to it, but he also couldn't get past it.
Yeah. Tien develops the final Flash.
That's what I was thinking. Like, well, did you see that they actually that Majin Vegeta in this game actually has the suicide bomb?
Oh no!
Not only does he have the suicide bomb, the animation even plays where he looks at the opponent, then looks off into the sky and thinks to himself, you know, goodbye, Trunks, goodbye, Kakarot, and then he blows up. And he even does the proper screaming at the heavens, and then whoever his opponent is takes Fat Boo's place and going, "Oh shit!"
Imagine, like, all right, imagine editing that, like doing a fight with Vegeta. It's this very serious fight. You do that super, and there's a special cutscene written just for that. So you do the super, and it's a very, like, you know, touching moment. And then Vegeta looks up to the sky and says, "I fucked your mother," and blows up.
Yeah. He looks up and says, "These nuts."
Yeah. He looks up at the sky and says, what the Sigma?"
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, you got a perfectly normal fight scene going on between, I don't know, Goku and Frieza, who gives a shit? And it's like, my god, that energy, someone's blowing their own power level beyond what their body can handle. What a sacrifice. It cuts to it. It's the Peel-Off gang. They're doing it. Oh man, can I make a story where the Peel-Off gang takes over the world and kills everybody?
Kills Goku specifically, only Goku.
They leave Trunks. Trunks is fine.
Yeah.
That's it. I think I did see someone say there might be some indication that Chi-Chi's playable in the game. Adult Chi-Chi, not kid Chi-Chi.
Ah.
And that's another one.
I mean, look.
What if Chi-Chi beat Beerus?
You know, I was gonna say that in Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 you can play as Naruto's mom and she never got a fight scene. But actually, I'm wrong. She fought the fucking nine-tailed fox. Like, the thing though is that she didn't fight the fox through conventional means. She kind of bitch slapped it a couple of times, and then told it to sit the fuck down, and it did. So they had to figure out a moveset for her still. But,
yeah. I mean, that's certainly. There's no one I envy less than whoever, and working on Budokai Tenkaichi 3, had to come up with a moveset for Apul.
yeah. Or like that one fucking furry guy who's on screen for like maybe 2 minutes at most.
Yeah, that guy. Have we seen gameplay of that guy yet?
Technically, yes. We've seen him in the game. We haven't seen him fight.
Wait, a few people got to play it at a show, this new Dragon Ball game. And I did see they went over the roster screen and the Wolfman was on it. I did see that.
Yeah, he is playable.
I assume they didn't prioritize him. I assume they prioritized Goku and Vegeta. But there may be footage out there in the wilds now of the Wolfman's gameplay.
The only knowledge I have of the Wolfman's gameplay is that he has a giant mode, because of course he fucking does.
Yep, giant great ape, but great wolf, I suppose.
Yes.
I forget, were those wolf dudes supposed to be their universe's equivalent of Saiyans?
I guess. All I remember is that they were supposed to be like evil, because they came from the evil universe, but not the evil universe that the other Saiyans are from. That's a separate evil universe. Which this sounds like I'm just saying, oh, you know, they're evil because they're not the main universe. No, I'm pretty sure there were two separate universes in the Tournament of Power, or whatever they called it, whose entire gimmick was, we're evil.
because they have different gods, and like either their angel just paid less attention or was an asshole, right?
In both of them, the angel was an asshole.
Yeah, because like Dragon Ball's main universe largely only came out the way it did because Beerus is just lazy.
Yeah.
But there are other universes where Beerus's equivalents are instead relatively good people. And like Frieza never came to power because that universe's version of Beerus would have just nuked him. And shit like that happened. And there's other universes where they're way worse than Beerus.
Yeah.
Lot of potential there for stank nonsense. Which, did you see at least one of the what ifs we are going to get in the game, though, is going to be what if it seemed like it was going to be what if Krillin died during the Saiyan saga and Goku went Super Saiyan on Vegeta? Which to me seems like, it's just Vegeta dies.
Yes. But Vegeta doesn't get a redemption arc. And then just dies.
Vegeta doesn't get a redemption arc, doesn't conceive Trunks, so no one goes back in time to tell everybody, hey, shit's fucked, there's androids coming.
Hey, Goku dies to super cancer, yes.
Yeah, Goku just gets cancer and dies.
So wait, Krillin died in Trunks' universe.
Well, no, Trunks can't be conceived if Vegeta dies.
Oh shit, right.
The difference maker between Trunks' universe and the main universe is just simply that Trunks' universe did not have a Trunks to go back, did not have another universe's Trunks go back and warn them.
Yeah. But then at the same time, Cell had already gone back to do stuff.
Well, Trunks' timeline Cell... Right, Trunks' timeline Cell, Trunks kills after the Cell saga is done. That's right.
It's complicated because like according to the main timeline Cell, who is not actually the main timeline Cell, he's some other timeline Cell. He killed Trunks after he went back, like 3 years after he went back after the Android saga originally, and then came to the main universe to get those androids so it can be more powerful. Or, become perfect, whatever. And then the main universe also has a Cell that's incubating right now, who will incubate once Trunks is like 17. Or, who will be born fully once Trunks is 17 and kill Trunks. And then the main
Are you sure no one went back and destroyed him?
I was gonna say, if memory serves, Krillin and Gohan or whoever, some team like that, go and destroy the lab where he's held. So like the main universe Cell doesn't exist anymore, but...
Yeah, that's where I get kind of unclear because like that's one of those things where I know more of the abridged saga than the actual real canon. Because in the abridged version, Krillin's the only one out of the Z Fighters who figures out that Zero must still have a lab and goes back and blows it up.
Yeah, even I only know of the actual canon because I played through Kakarot. And like I saw most of this, but some of these, like the episodes where Krillin goes back and blows the shit up, like, those weren't like I already didn't find them when I watched Dragon Ball, or they just didn't translate them for whatever fucking reason, I guess. But yeah, so like, yeah, it's weird because the main universe Cell that we know isn't actually the main universe Cell. He's some other universe's Cell, but that universe's Trunks is dead, so it can't be future Trunks' Cell.
Well, my head hurts.
Yeah. So anyway. Then the big one, I suppose, because I can't seem to find all of the other stuff that we've talked about in the past 2 weeks have been related to this in some way or form. So, Street Fighter 6 Season 2.
Yeah. So, okay, I guess we should start with how much were we right and wrong about. So I was dead on wrong when I said Bison was not going to come till Season 4 or 5.
Yeah. I was right when I said Elena. Somehow.
Yeah.
Like, both of us were, because you wanted Elena, and I said Elena is coming.
Yeah. She makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. I knew that there was going to be a Street Fighter 3 character coming. I did say that. I made that bold. Neither of us, though, had any chance in hell of getting the other two characters right.
Yes. I mean, like, that's the thing.
You definitely said Rugal as a joke at some point,
say,
but
like,
that's different.
I was gonna say, like, the closest we got was I will forever continue joking that Rugal is coming. But, like, I didn't expect it to be this close to being real, you know?
Yeah, it's just... I mean, there's so much to hit there. For starters, well, holy shit, the forbidden door has been opened. I assume there won't be any more Fatal Fury characters in Street Fighter, because they don't want it to be Street Fighter 6 : Fatal Fury. But it's not Street Fighter City of the Wolves. But this means that every Street Fighter in the future is going to have people going like, okay, where's Terry?
Yeah.
And there's a non-zero possibility that in the future they just have Terry.
Yeah, like Dead or Alive. Mine was a Dead or Alive character for a couple of years. Terry and Mike can become Street Fighter characters. It's a bit of a whatchamacallit, the step forward. They got
Dead or Alive at a certain point ate half of Virtua Fighter's roster.
Yes, true.
And by this point, Art of Fighting doesn't exist. Its roster is now merged into KOF and to a lesser degree Fatal Fury.
Yeah.
And when we look at Terry and Mai, like, the thing is, I guess we should hit Bison first, because Bison's the one we have the most concrete knowledge of, because he's coming might as well be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I am getting M. Bison for my birthday, for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, they couldn't schedule it, so I got Akuma for mine, but you get M. Bison.
With Akuma, at least, like, it was a month later. It's not on my birthday, per se, it's a few days later. And Akuma, you got, like, a month or two later. So... They know.
I mean,
they're watching.
But once again, we have already established that there's one person listening to this podcast. That's not me, and it's Ed Boon. So
is Ed Boon breaking into Capcom's offices sometimes? Do this.
Like, I'm assuming Ed likes the podcast enough at this point, if he's continuing to listen, that he just goes, hey, I know these two guys. They like these characters. Those sell. Please, you can make this work.
And hold on just a moment. Let me think on this. Bison's coming on in June, and Terry's coming in the fall. So sometime between August and November, presumably. Elena's coming in the winter, so January or February, because they did say she'll come in 2025. And Maya's coming in the spring of 2025. There is a very good chance that Pink gets Mai Shiranui for his birthday.
Nice.
But really, with a season pass like this, with a season of characters like this, we're all having a good birthday.
I mean, I would fucking flip if a couple of years from now it just somehow it came out that genuinely the only people listening to this podcast, like, are not normal people. It's just executives working on fighting games.
There's no way. We're just
no
dreaming here.
There's no universe in which that is true. But still, imagine.
So, Bison, I think there's some people that are understandably kind of pissed that Bison's back so soon after Street Fighter 5 was like, Bison's gone forever. I get that. However, here's the thing. Street Fighter 5 happened before Street Fighter 3. Street Fighter 3 says at several points that M. Bison's still alive. He's just running around somewhere. And 6 is after 3.
Honestly, I thought we were just gonna say shut up. And that would have been along with that.
I'm not. There are things I'll do that for, but not Bison. Bison. There's a logic here. I only say shut up whenever there's no logic. I'm just having a good time, and I don't care if other people hurt. Bison. But they did a very good job of nonetheless making it feel like the Street Fighter 5 ending had some impact, because, Bison has fucking amnesia, and seemingly the right half of him is falling apart at the seams.
Yeah.
He has to bind his fucking right arm together with leather straps. Makes Fong look like an idiot, though, for not noticing that Bison was still alive under that rubble. Then again, Fong's just an idiot, so...
Fong is the reason that they know he exists.
Oh, that makes sense. But for actual, like, original...
Fong is the one person who went, Bison lives. I must find him. I need my 2 minutes. Yeah.
Are there now 4 separate Shadaloos? Because Fong has apparently kept original Shadaloo running. Ed has Neo Shadaloo. Seth is still somewhere out there running SIN. And now there's JP with, what did you say it is?
Oh, that's not JP's company, I don't think. CERN.
Siren, whatever. Yes, Siren could be SIN or Shadaloo running around in secret, I suppose.
And also,
I mean,
half of these companies are called Neo Shadaloo, by the way.
That's true.
Because the thing, like the actual thing that JP is running is called Neo Shadaloo. The thing that is running is called Neo Shadaloo. And then there's at least another Neo Shadaloo that I think exists somewhere. And like this is not accounting for Neo Shadow Law. which is held by Kemi, I guess. I don't know.
Oh boy. What do you think about the horse?
It's different. I like the reference.
It's a very cool reference. I like it a lot. It's gonna look weirder with Classic Bison, but then again, I guess Classic Bison is gonna more so call to mind the imagery of Raul Julia, isn't it?
Yeah. They also made it obvious because after they announced the next Tuesday after they announced Bison, they posted an image of Bison's entry pose and just wrote, "It's Tuesday." They quoted Bison's patented quote, "It's Tuesday, my dudes."
Yeah. Imagine Bison in his deep voice. It is Tuesday, my dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. That's... And then the gameplay. He looks good.
Yeah.
He looks scary.
Yes.
I noticed that Paint the Fence almost seems to be present in his moveset twice.
All of his normals have been replaced by Paint the Fence, actually.
He's got 2 command normals that have aspects of Paint the Fence going on. It's good shit. And his supers. He's got all the good ones. And a knee press nightmare that looks good and doesn't look a bit silly. Well, he's still tap dancing on your face, but that's knee press nightmare. That's always going to be a little bit silly.
Yeah.
And he's got the blue energy about him. He got the blue instead of the purple. So maybe Ryu put the nothing in him or something. Who knows?
He only changed the color of the Psycho Power after so long because people kept asking, why he purple?
The Grimace Shakes put too much of the negative reputation on purple.
It was bad for PR. I don't know why, but I feel like having purple flames coming out of my hand is bad for PR. I need to change it right now.
To blue.
Yes.
The fire part is fine. It's the color.
Like he didn't even choose the color blue. He just flipped through all of the settings, and those are the 2 settings.
He pulled a UI up right in front of his face.
Yeah. By the way, Val Bison is doing this. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
No, he doesn't know who he is. He's like, who the fuck is Bison? While everyone else is going, oh, Jesus, it's Bison, kill him.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to him having all good game faces. We were worried with
seen the
Akuma
one.
that Akuma wouldn't get any good ones, and then we were pleasantly surprised. Like, no, he's got some good ones, and Bison's got good ones too. I think it's going to be weird if we get to the end of Street Fighter 6's release, and Ryu and Guile are the only ones that have bad game faces.
Yeah. I wonder what faces they'll give to like Terry and Mai, because like the problem here is that like Kyo has a meme face. imagine if they had fucking Kyo and one of his game faces is climbing out of the fucking television.
Yeah, like the fucking Ring.
Yeah. I don't know how they pull off that.
You have 7 days until Bodega.
Yeah.
He just hits you with the full chain combo into the flame.
You do that game face, and then instead of loading into the match, you get a pop up, and it says, "Yeah, you have 7 days. Play KOF 98 or die."
Yeah. Oh shit. Terry, I can already see in my head Terry having some kind of game face that's definitely just like him going, yeah, because it's Terry. I can see sad Terry.
Yeah.
I can see mad Terry.
Perhaps.
I can see Terry with a smirk, smirking at the camera.
Yeah.
Mai, is going to get a cute pouty face because they did that for Chun-Li and for Cammy and for Jury, and it hit big with all of them.
Yeah. Mai
should have a game face where she pulls out the fucking pregnancy test.
see, I was gonna say Mai should have a game face where you can see that she removed her top, but you can't see anything.
Yeah. On most of the cast, though, their eyes shoot down, except Zangief, who just gets a face of horror.
Yeah. Akuma goes into his like face looking away by default.
Yeah. Your kicks do not work on me, for I am homosexual.
Yeah. But yeah, Terry will be fun. Yeah.
I don't know how it never occurred to me until now just how funny it would be to imagine Mai using the old Andy pregnancy, fake out pregnancy round start animation. Her using that on anyone except Andy would be... It never occurred to me until just now how hilarious that would be.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, especially like, okay, imagine fucking KOF 15. She has that animation for some reason, whatever, let's pretend. Yeah, she pulls out the pregnancy test. It's against fucking Nakoruru. What does it mean?
Yeah. Oh no, she pulls it out on Daimon. Daimon's wife comes out and beats him.
Yeah.
She pulls that out on Benimaru. Benimaru doesn't even react.
Yeah. Benimaru gets a new voice line. It's just I'm gay. That's fake. Blimey. So yeah.
Okay. Elena. Ooh, game faces for Elena.
She will definitely get the pouty face. Yeah.
She may get the pouty face. I could see it. I don't know. Elena at the same time, though, Elena doesn't seem like she has any emotion other than being happy.
Yeah.
Like, okay. It's her sheer happiness energy that makes it where even Akuma can't duck her. You know?
I was about to say, okay, what if they gave Elena a game face and it's her tapping into the Satsui no Hado?
What if they gave Elena a game face and she reaches off screen and pulls Akuma in for an undesired hug?
Yeah.
And Akuma just looks really uncomfortable.
I thought you were gonna say, what if they give Elena a game face where she reaches out of the television too? Like, she's smiling and her hand just gets closer to the screen.
She says, "You are now my new friend."
Yeah. Why is it so funny imagining these video game characters assaulting you?
Well, the funny thing is imagining characters that don't seem the type. If Akuma or Bison jumped out of the screen and beat your ass, it's like, okay, well, they're assholes, whatever, that's acceptable. It's the idea of Kyo, who's a more or less nice main protagonist hero, man. Or Elena, who is the living spirit of happiness, loves everybody.
It doesn't even say anything. She just, you, and then reaches out.
Okay, one of Elena's game faces has to be her old Third Strike taunt where she's thinking of food.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're getting fucking Elena in Street Fighter 6. This is great.
One of Elena's game faces should be her tired wind pose from Third Strike. Where she flips up and falls over.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's going to be one of the weird things?
What?
Terry with an English voice actor.
He's had one before. It wasn't good. I hope that they can keep that going. I want Terry to sound like they should just hire a Japanese guy to do an English voice.
Very badly, yes. Even for like World Tour and the arcade scenes.
Yes. For all of them, like that's Terry.
But my they hire an American.
Yes, like that to me is Terry. Terry is American, but Terry is a Japanese guy speaking American.
Well, KOF13 implies that Terry just speaks that way because he's like got brain damage or something.
Whatever, let's ignore that. He just speaks that way in general, and that's it.
Oh, we're gonna be.
Like genuinely, don't even hire an English voice for Terry, just hire a Japanese guy and just have him also read out the English lines.
Oh.
Like,
okay.
This is the thing. This is the same thing of like Akuma, where like you cannot, like, no matter how good a job the English voice actor for Akuma does, they are not Taketora. So Akuma cannot have a voice that is not Japanese because that's Taketora. Terry is the same way, where like Terry has had multiple voice actors, but he should be a Japanese guy speaking English. And if he's not a Japanese guy speaking English, then that's not Terry.
I forget, does Street Fighter 6 have the old Street Fighter 4, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where you can choose English or Japanese for each individual character?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I might go and turn Japanese on for Terry and no one else, just because to me, Terry, it's, you gotta have are you okay?
Yeah.
Buster Wolf.
Like how
like even Smash has "Are you okay, Buster Wolf" with the Japanese voice actor.
Yeah, because you can't not have "Are you okay, Buster Wolf," or Buster Wolf, whatever. But yeah, like that's the thing. Like I have it set, so it's mostly the characters that I would expect to speaking Japanese. So like Ryu, Akuma, Chun-Li, Ken.
You know what, Chunners? I got so used to hearing Laura Bailey coming out of her mouth that it's hard for me to imagine her speaking Japanese.
See, I never got used to it. In Street Fighter 5, I had her turn to Japanese as well because I'm so used to her Japanese voice. So I just use that. But yeah, like I have them set to Japanese, and then just some other characters that it makes some sense. Like, Aki is Chinese, just straight up as far as I'm aware. So whatever, I can justify that. Because they're not putting a Chinese voice acting thing in the game.
Yeah, they're never going to put in Spanish for old Laura and Sean either.
Yeah.
Or Vega.
And so, like, Aki, I can justify speaking Japanese by the thing of, like, well, it's as close as I'll get, mainly.
Yeah.
And then,
though...
Yeah?
Oh, no, go ahead.
I wanted to say who else I have in Japanese, but I don't actually remember. I might turn Gal to Japanese just because he's funnier that way.
What? When I think of Japanese Gal, I always think of how odd it was to hear him speak Japanese in CVS 2.
Yeah.
Like, what was that the game where he would say, like, "Hey, come on," or some stuff shit like that?
I don't remember, sadly.
Cat, stay on my trash. Get out of there.
Gal said all of his usual quotes. Hey, come on. Rock shoot.
You know, I'm getting it mixed up with Raiden. Which Raiden then is a weird one, because if memory serves, Raiden was an American voice actor working in Japan. They hired was a Japanese voice director, which is why you can tell it's not that he has trouble grasping English. He's just going about it in a weird way where it's, come on, wimp.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I hope Garo 2 sneaks Raiden in, or Big Bear, either one.
Big Raiden.
DLC Season 2, that's what I'm going to say. All right.
Yeah. So, first subtopic, I guess, for this.
Actually, I wasn't... No, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were going to move on past Season 2.
I mean, in a way, so if you have more to say about Season 2, then go ahead.
Well, I was wondering, so 3 out of the 4, I think we can guess what Costume 2 is going to be.
Yeah.
Because for Bison, we've already seen it's going to be CVS 2 Bison. For Terry, it's going to be Green Bomber Jacket, Garo 1, Terry. And for Elena, it's going to be Street Fighter 3 Elena, with the wearing practically nothing, some straps over her sensitive parts, and her hair cut into the pixie cut.
Yeah.
For Mai, what is Costume 2 going to be?
I don't know. That depends on if they want to design an outfit for Mai or if they want to do a pool. Cause I've seen some people tweet at Capcom to include this, but Mai had a second outfit in Maximum Impact.
Maximum Impact? Yeah, Maximum Impact Mai looked awesome. Like, that was one of Falcon's best designs. The thing I wonder is just simply that Mai doesn't have a distinctive, iconic, classic outfit. And Costume 1 is usually the classic, right?
Yeah. So, here's that, apparently. I remember something similar to this, but it's been a while since I've played Maximum Impact. And by a while, I mean, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the good one. That's the good one.
And yeah, if they include that, then, yeah. I will probably play that Mai instead of the classic Mai, because I like this outfit too. It's
the short black hair is a nice twist. I think it's neat when costumes change the hair.
Yeah, that's a thing that I like about Falcon's second outfits. Like, you know, a lot of them were shit. Don't get me wrong, but he played around with the characters a lot. Like, what if what's his face? Clark was black for some reason. Or like,
so yeah, that's right. Some of them were entirely different characters. It wasn't the dude. It was. What if someone fucking absorbed? What if a black dude absorbed Clark's soul?
Yeah. And then for Kyo it was just his 2002 outfit.
Fair enough. Kyo's one of the easiest ones in KOF to do alternate costumes for. Yeah. He's got 3 or 4 just from his mainline designs.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, I'm pretty sure we disagree on this, but like, I like his Maximum Impact design as well. Like, it is just his 2002 design, but with a small amount of touch-ups. But I like the accents.
I don't remember what his Maximum Impact design looks like. Impact.
If memory serves, it's his 2002 outfit, but with a black jacket instead of a white one, and it has like red accents or something like that.
I'll look it up. For me, I think actually the Kill look I liked best was around 13 when he had the leather jacket. When he'd gone full delinquent.
I got an image of Maximum Impact Kyo.
Oh, I see. I like that design. I like that design a lot.
Yeah, like I don't mind the leather jacket, but I feel like this is like the precursor to that, and I do like it a bit better just because it's more colorful, like slightly more colorful, but still.
I think that I like all of Kyo's designs, but I think the 2002 one looks a bit odd because of the cross shirt.
Oh, he still has that in this, I'm pretty sure. No.
Yeah, but it's definitely less over the top with this design.
Yeah, I mean that, and also it's not a like in this one it's not actually a cross shirt. From what I can tell, he still has the downward line, but it doesn't have the crossing parts.
Also, it's worth mentioning, sometimes SNK gets confused over whether Kyo is a brunette or has black hair. This one just may kill a redhead.
Yeah.
Strange.
But then see, in he also has this this outfit in Maximum Impact 1, and in this one he has brown hair.
Weird. Oh, yeah, that's just straight up 2002. Wow.
Yes, that was his outfit too in Maximum Impact, and then there was also this unlockable Kyo in the second Maximum Impact, which is just his old '98 outfit. Like
yeah, that's schoolboy Kyo. Yeah.
And then I don't know what his other outfit was. Apparently, it might have been his fucking beta design. Holy shit! Because allegedly this is
I'm shocked they didn't sneak Kusanagi in here at any point.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that fucking work of art.
Yeah,
Good
allegedly.
Lord, that is hideous.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, I will not claim that it looks good. At the same time, it reminds me of Sarada Yukimura, and
it doesn't look like a KOF character. It
Yes.
kind of looks like a Virtual Fighter character.
yeah, I can see that. Like, see once again, this was Kyo's beta design that they then recycled a couple of times, I guess. And
Yeah.
That's what Kyo was supposed to look like in '94 for a bit.
Very different timeline, that one.
Yeah. And they just, and then in 2003? No, 2002? No, 2001? Maybe just 2000, I forget. Whatever, in one of those. There's a system where you can choose 4 characters, and then one of them is a striker. And if you choose, like, if you choose a character to be a striker and they're playable otherwise, which is, I think, all of the cast, but whatever, then you can choose between 2 characters under them. So you can either choose the character you actually chose initially, or you can choose this other character that's hidden under that one. And for Kyo, if you choose him, you can choose between him, Saishu, and this guy who has a different name. So he's an actual guy that exists in fucking KOF.
Kyo's weird, all identical stranger.
Yes.
How bizarre.
But yeah, I only know that he's a beta design because I brought this up on this podcast, and we researched it on the podcast.
I remember this, yes.
So yeah, that's certainly a choice with a design. But yeah, then to move to the next, like, subtopic, I guess. Someone wrote, and this is what whatchamacallit, like, brought this topic on. Calling Terry Bogard a guest character to Street Fighter is crazy. That's a brother beyond blood, man. That's an old friend. He's a friend character. By this logic, who are other friend characters that we could see?
Guest characters that fit into the franchise like they belong.
Yes.
Yeah. That's an excellent question. You know, when Geese came to Tekken, I know there's a lot of people who disagree with me on this, but Geese, I don't know, there was something very Tekken in themes and story about Geese to me.
Yeah.
Probably just because he's a rich asshole.
Yeah, probably.
I hate rich people. Other than that, I have difficulty reminding myself that Gun Girl from Melty that got put in uni.
Oh yeah, I really called her Naoto. Etnam.
I nearly called her Elfelt, so don't feel too bad. But Eltnam, I have trouble reminding myself that she's a Melty character.
Yeah, same with Akatsuki, honestly.
Akatsuki at least stands out because it's like he's got the whole pseudo-Nazi aesthetic going on, which is very Akatsuki.
Yeah, which actually I have done some research technically into Akatsuki BlitzConf, and turns out actually like, we thought that it was bad because the game has Nazis, and like technically it does, but actually none of the, like, None of the good guys are Nazis. There's only like 2 of them.
I mean, I definitely intended to get around to playing Akatsuki Blitzkampf at some point. I mean, the entire roster could be made up of assholes and could still be a fun fighting game.
Yeah.
Plus, I doubt Blitztank has much political affiliation. Something tells me Blitztank's just a killing machine.
Yeah. Blitztank's political ideology is death. Just issuing out death.
Blitztank's political ideology is, I have a fucking skull for a head, I'm a tank.
Yeah.
Let's see, for interest, who would I say as soon as they showed up, I was like, oh yeah, they fit.
I'm imagining Blitztank making one of those posts of like, there's a single mother, like there's a tank with a skull for a head.
Jason fit into Mortal Kombat X so well that Mortal Kombat 11 felt like it had to make an imitator in the T800.
Yeah.
And MK1 feels kind of awkward for not having a Jason equivalent. There's no distinct grappler on the roster. Out of the MK1 guys, no, I think all 3 of the guest characters in MK1 are really awkward. A lot of people have thrown around the idea that that they're recycled guest characters from a hypothetical Injustice 3. I don't know if I believe that, but I do believe that there is probably some Warner Brothers executive shenanigans going on there of shoving those characters in.
Yeah.
I can believe Omni-Man. Omni-Man I can definitely believe in Mortal Kombat, because Omni-Man brutalizes some motherfuckers. That's Omni-Man's gimmick.
Yeah, I feel
Homelander...
Yeah.
Unless Homelander's just there because everyone wants Omni-Man versus Homelander as a fight, Homelander strikes me as odd to have in the same game as Omni-Man because they're so similar. And then Peacemaker is 100%. We need what's the word? Synergy.
Yeah.
We need synergy. We need cross-pollination. Get your dick out. No, we need synergy with the Peacemaker series streaming now. Fucking synergy. Okay, Adam.
Yeah. I feel like with Mortal Kombat, the closest we got to a friend character. Actually, now that you say that, yes, but before that, the closest that I could think of for a friend character was Kratos. Kratos fits.
Kratos. Oh yes, Greek Kratos in specific. Norse yes. Kratos wouldn't.
Yeah, specifically the era of Kratos that actually was in Mortal Kombat.
the era of Kratos that actually performed fatalities.
Yeah. Like Greek Kratos fit into Mortal Kombat like a glove, because he was already 2/3 of the way there.
Yeah. I mean, Street Fighter and KOF, there's already a magical connection there. They're already very similar series, but they're just different enough they don't feel like ripoffs, you know?
Yeah.
And in that regard, like, I would say the same thing if, like, Guilty Gear and BlazBlue crossed over. Even though we're not big fans of a lot of BlazBlue, many BlazBlue characters seem like they could fit into Guilty Gear very seamlessly, you know?
Yeah, it always comes down to these two with us, but like Jubei and Hazama would fit very well. Jubei less so, but Hazama would definitely fit very well into Guilty Gear.
I don't know. Jubei being a cat person, I think fits Guilty Gear's sense of humor a lot.
I mean, there's literally a like health dog deity in Guilty Gear, so like...
Yeah. I mean, Melty and Uni, it makes sense the guest characters there fit in very well as well, because Melty and Uni are very clearly, on some level, sibling series.
Yeah.
It's always, of course, felt... I mean, I think it speaks to the Virtua Fighter Dead or Alive overlap. That I played Dead or Alive 5 before I ever played a Virtua Fighter game. So I didn't know any of the Virtua Fighter game roster guys on Dead or Alive 5's roster were from their own game.
Wait, when did you play Dead or Alive 5?
Probably like 2011 or 2012 when it was free. It was free, so I was 13 or 14. So I was like, oh, free.
I mean, I don't know. No, I have played Dead or Alive 5, but yeah, my experience.
It's really fun. I mean, it's still Dead or Alive, so if you don't want titties in your face, then it's still not going to be what you want. But it's a fun fighting game.
Yeah. I guess I'm going ahead a bit, but I did revisit all the Dead or Alive I played the most, which is 1, and let me tell you, Like back when I was like 8, I didn't notice the jiggle physics, but boy did I notice it now.
Yeah.
Like what? It's the PS1.
Yeah. Oh
So
man,
anyway, yeah.
just yesterday during the Father's Day stuff, we were all playing stuff on the Switch in the living room, and my sister throws on the Nintendo 64 Classics collection, whatever. She turns on Excite Bike 64. I didn't know Excite Bike 64 had a physics system on the goddamn N64, just for when your driver gets wiped out.
Uh-huh.
And she kept apparently that game is very sensitive for crashes, so every time she would tap anything with her bike, her dude would go flying in the fetal position and bounce around.
Nice.
And the great thing is that when you crash in that game, your camera follows the bike, not your driver. And the bike usually when you crash just falls over. It doesn't go flying or anything. It just like kind of taps something and falls over onto its side like you would expect a bike to in real life, while the driver goes sailing off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've hit a lot of the guest characters that felt the most natural.
Do you think there could be more friend characters for Street Fighter?
Yes. I think that if they put in Tekken characters, there would be a obvious issue of, okay, well, we can't really merge the Street Fighter and Tekken canons too easily because Tekken, Jin has destroyed the world with World War III. Granted, Tekken's writing is so bad that half the time that's not even relevant, and they can have plenty of places act like it doesn't matter. But nonetheless, if they threw Kazuya and Jin, or
Tekken comes to Street Fighter, all of the canons merge. If we learn that Tekken took place in the hyperbolic time chamber, fuck it.
Tekken took place in Earthrealm, but it's fine though.
Tekken took place.
Jin reveals it wasn't to deal with the Devil Gene. He knew the entire time it wouldn't fix the Devil Gene. No, he started World War III to hold back Shao Kahn.
No. See, Tekken took place on Earth 616. Spider-Man is dead.
No.
Spider-Man is fucking dead.
Oh man. Like, ignoring the story issues though, if Jin popped into Street Fighter, I think he'd fit in just fine. Yeah. Especially if like his level 3 super is he turns into Devil Jin and then beats your ass, right?
Yeah. I feel like that would be his level 2 and it would be like an install super.
That would be interesting, except for the fact that Devil Jin has an entirely different moveset.
Yeah.
Because that's always like, it's the funny thing when you pop in Tekken, it's like, I never play Vanilla Jin. If I'm going to play Jin, I'm playing Devil Jin because I like Devil Jin's moveset better. Because Devil Jin is Tekken 3 Jin with eye lasers, but fuck the eye lasers. I'm not using the eye lasers. I'm playing for goddamn Tekken 3 Jin. Is that not one of the strangest ways they've handled a moveset? To turn Jin into an entirely different character in 4, and then 5 bring back Tekken 3 Jin as an entirely separate character? Who you'd think that the exciting thing of Devil Jin would be like, oh, he's got crazy flying shit and eye laser shit. No, the exciting thing about Devil Jin is that he's the old Jin moveset. Yeah, he's got some flying stuff and some eye laser stuff, but that's not what you're playing him for. You're playing him to play Tekken 3 Jin. So bizarre. But then you get the weird stuff with Tekken Tag Tournament too. Like, oh, here's Angel. She plays like Kazuya. What?
Oh, that has precedent. In Tekken 2, if you reach the end of arcade mode with Kazuya or something like that, I forget exactly the setup, but basically in the game...
Oh, you fight Angel instead of Devil Kazuya.
Yes. And Angel just has Kazuya's moveset. Because she's just a model change.
I see. But it always looks weird in Tekken Tag 2 because Angel is very much designed to look very feminine and be a woman character. And yet she's still using all of Kazuya's animations, which were, of course, made for a man. The hidden Mishima.
Yeah. There's at least one found every year. What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, with Street Fighter 6, they don't want it to be the Smash Brothers of 2D fighting games. Like, as cool as the idea would be, the thing is, no, we still have Street Fighter on the box, you know?
Yeah.
But if we consider Tekken to be out because of the story issues, SNK, we don't want to draw from the SNK well twice. Like, maybe if they're like, hey, some Art of Fighting guys, but why would you want Art of Fighting if you're going to have Rio there and he's just another Shoto, right?
Like, if SNK is coming back, then they're putting down KOF. If they're putting down KOF, then you're getting Kyo.
Yeah, if it's going to be KOF characters, it's going to be Kyo and it's going to be...
Yori.
I don't know, I almost feel like Yori would get in over Kyo.
I guess that depends. Like I feel like it would be the two of them. Or like, I don't know, Athena and Yori, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting question. Because I also could feel like Leona could get in instead of Athena.
Yeah, I mean, like, Athena is well known for being a shit, but like, she's not synonymous with KOF. But who is synonymous with KOF? Yori, Kyo, Terry. Like... They just put Terry in again. No, this is
Terry, parenthesis KOF. He doesn't even have a different moveset. It's just he now has a parenthesis after his name.
No, they do the thing like Maximum Impact. You have Terry and then you have Hungry Wolf. Or not Hungry Wolf, Vad Wolf. Whatever. You know, they're completely separate characters. They play nothing alike.
Who is this man? Who is this mysterious man? You know, it occurs to me now, if they had put in Rock Howard in Street Fighter 6, it would be weird because he'd be right there next to Ed, and those two, it never occurred to me until just now, those two are remarkably similar.
Yeah.
Okay, the one of the most cursed ones they could pull from KOF would, of course, be Ash, right? Because Ash was never in any of the CVS games.
Okay. Your DLC lineup: Ash Crimson, Remy,
Nash,
and that chick from yeah, who?
Okay. There's a couple answers there. I was thinking alternate Robert from 2002.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember that one fucked up Robert that was Guile for some reason instead of being a Shoto?
I mean, Kim for like his first two appearances was also just Guile.
Yeah, but he didn't have a fireball, so he wasn't that...
He did!
What? Kim had a fireball?
Kim used to have a fireball for like 2 games, and then they realized that it sucked and made no sense.
I mean, I guess Kyo had a fireball at first and lost it too, but
like that's why I was looking for it when we played KOF with Pink, because I remember that a very old version of Kim has fireballs, but he only had it in like 1 or 2 games at most.
Oh, that can be screwed with Kim because you also got to keep in mind the Fatal Furies and the real bouts.
Yeah. So that's why I don't know where he had it, but he had it for 1 game or 2 at most, and it was fucked. Yes.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Because that Kim doesn't have his whatchamacallit, his dive kick either.
Oh.
Or if it like, that's the thing. That Kim was just Guile. Because the Family Surfs, he didn't have his dive kick, he didn't have the foot stomp, he didn't have the split kick. He only had Guile's moves.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, aside from that, I was thinking of the chick from Uni, the robot woman. Because she's also just Guile.
Woman from... Oh, yes. That thing. Yeah, I don't remember her. Or, well, no, I remember her, but I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Dawn of the 300th day.
That's how they announce it. Dawn of season 3.
The teaser shot is just traffic backed up. So speaking of season 3,
yes,
shall we hit our predictions and our desires?
We could. Although, yeah, we should sometime go back and actually check what we said like a year ago for season 2.
Oh God!
Because we definitely didn't say Kim or Mai, or not Kim, fucking Terry or Mai.
I'm willing to bet I predicted a Street Fighter 3 character even back then.
Probably.
I'm also willing to bet I said even back then that Bison wasn't going to be in there. I tend to repeat myself a lot, in case you haven't noticed.
It comes with the territory.
The Tory?
Yes.
Oh, anyways. Okay, so I'm going to make another hard call here. There's no alpha characters on the roster. Season 3 is going to have an alpha character.
And it's Ingrid.
It's not going to be Ingrid. It's going to be any of them but Ingrid. I see higher odds in favor of fucking Julie than I do Ingrid.
It's the newly renamed bot sex, of course.
Sodom, yeah, Sodom's always the one that's like, oh man, it'd be so cool though. You know, I'm actually going to make a real shot in the dark here. I'm not going to bet money on it, but this is one that a name popped into my head and made me go, oh. I'm going to throw the dart here to Capri.
Ooh. Yeah, I could see that. And that would be fun.
And you know that 6 would fully realize her, and nobody would be calling DiCaprio a Cammy knockoff anymore.
Yeah. I mean, even in 4, I like DiCaprio better because I don't know why, but I like Charge Cammy better.
Yeah, DiCaprio was really cool. That was the thing. When Ultra hadn't come out yet, the initial reaction people had was, oh my God, Elena's back. How cool. Oh, but who's this DiCaprio loser? Oh, it's a Cammy knockoff. Who cares? And then Ultra actually hit shelves, and it's, oh my God, DiCaprio's so cool. Wait, Elena can do what?
Yeah, it was, oh my God, DiCaprio is so cool. Elena.
Yeah. Did you see that the Capcom guys actually did explicitly say, yes, we know that Elena's healing was a problem in Street Fighter 4. We've got a plan.
Yes, we know that Elena's healing was a problem in Street Fighter 4. Suck it up.
I mean, I guess Elena's healing would be less oppressive in a game with so much offense as 6, but Jesus.
Yeah. But yeah, also someone on Reddit correctly predicted that Pizza in My Head is not in the Third Strike soundtrack in 6 because they're saving it for Elena's thing.
I wonder how it's going to be, because it's got to be remixed. And I imagine they're going to remix it in such a way that it's more obvious that it's Beats in My Head, not Pizza in My Head.
That's where they get the original singer back, and then have her actually sing Pizza in My Head.
I would love if that's like a secret version you can only get, like, you know how there's the secret version of Kimberly's theme that you can only hear in a mirror match and both of you have activated your level 3 install?
Yeah.
Like, make there some goofy, like, thing that will only happen in a Elena mirror match on the Africa stage where you can trigger the Pizza in My Head remix.
That or you only hear the Pizza in My Head version if you're fighting Shin and Elena in arcade.
Yeah, she's the next giant attack. Well, here's the thing. Akuma was the last one of season 1, and he was the giant attack. Who's the last of season 2? Shin Mai! Shin Mai only occurs when someone tells her Andy's not in this game.
Yeah.
What's going to be really weird is that other than that highly specific version of Alpha on PSP, Maki has never been in any of the Street Fighter games. She was in CVS 2, but she's never been in any of the Street Fighter games. And yet, here's Mai, who is similar to Maki in a lot of ways, just a bit more curvaceous. So Mai effectively gets to be in a Street Fighter game before Maki.
Yeah.
Okay, I made 2 picks. Let's see. An alpha character. And who would that alpha character be? Probably Sakura. I'm going to bet Sakura. Sakura to Capri. These are my predictions. I can't see it being a season pass of all women, so I'm going to bet the other 2 characters will be dudes. I bet a new debuting OC and Vega. There you go. That's my season 3 prediction.
I'm trying to think. Because my thing is that, like, you know, Sakura is likely, but Laura.
Laura, I can definitely see Laura happening. I don't see Rashid and Ed being the only Street Fighter V debutees to come around in 6.
Yeah, we'll get all of the ones except the ones I like. We're getting fucking Nakali. Yeah?
We're not getting Nakali. Yeah. Nakali is off the table, and I think with Aki, Fong is off the table until the later seasons.
Yeah.
Abigail is off the table. I think they recognize that Abigail is a very unpopular character, and I don't see him coming back in 6. Maybe a heavily overhauled Abigail in 7, but even then, I'm not sure. Abigail might be one of the rare ones that goes permanently into the graveyard. Because he was just weird to begin with. I don't know that any future Street Fighter character designer is going to want to try and take a swing at a character that's full screen sized.
Yeah.
Like, I can 100% see Hugo just, like, there being an instance where somebody asks Hugo in 6 or 7, hey, what happened to Abigail? And Hugo just shrugs and goes, potatoes.
Yeah, don't you gonna say, like, Hugo shrugs and just says, dead.
He doesn't look particularly morose about it. It's just simply that's just the way it is. Then he goes back to sucking on his potatoes. Yeah. And like someone else asks Poison, like, what does that mean? And Poison just says, I don't know.
I don't know. That's scary.
I will say I think that Street Fighter 6 is not going to end without Poison on the roster. I don't know if she'll come in Season 3, but I don't see Street Fighter 6 ending without Poison on the roster. I think she is now effectively a mainstay.
Yeah. I mean, I just wish.
Now, whether it'll be Whip and Molotov Poison like in 5 or we go back to 4 Poison, I don't know. I know that I vastly preferred 4's Poison, so I'd like to get her back instead.
Like, I just wish that if they want to continue giving her Mistfinders, I just wish that they would give her a longer weapon.
I think Ed has taken the role of being Street Fighter's Mistfinder character.
Yeah. Okay, Yamazaki, what if he's here?
No,
he's not coming, but it would be cool.
We can't just keep diving back into the pool of... Like, this gets into the thing. I remember like a year or 2 ago when we were playing CVS 2 with Pink, I just explicitly said, like, okay, I love SNK and all that, but a lot of the joy of CVS 2 is playing the Capcom versions of these SNK characters and kind of thinking, like, you know, my ideal KOF is just a KOF made by Capcom.
Yeah.
And putting Terry and Mai in Street Fighter 6 has now created that temptation of, like, oh, but now... Because, like, we know that Terry and Mai are going to be stupid good when they come around.
Yes.
Like, this is probably going to be the best Terry ever in Street Fighter 6. The Street Fighter 6's whole philosophy of giving all the characters all the tools and giving them so many different approaches they can take, this is going to be the best Terry ever.
Yeah.
And, knock on wood, I suppose, but I'm pretty confident in the Street Fighter 6 devs. They haven't failed us yet. And so I know that I'm going to play Terry and Mai in Street Fighter 6 and go, oh, they're so cool. What would Capcom's take on Clark look like?
Yeah. And like also for me, it's also a story thing of like I want to see where that story continues. I want to see where this Akuma or how this Akuma would interact with Rugal, to advise back from the dead, I guess, or Kim,
Yeah.
or whoever.
I mean, of course, there's the whole thing of like everybody wondering, like, oh, are they teasing a CVS 3? Probably not. But if they were, it'd be so sick.
Yeah.
You know what just occurred to me?
What?
Both you and me have characters we really love from KOF that we play in all the KOF games who were never in CVS. Kim was never in CVS and neither was Clark.
Kim is in CVS.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he is. He has a special.
What?
He has a like. I don't think it's an out special round start animation with Akuma, but he has one.
I don't remember this.
He's in my team in CVS 2. My team in CVS 2.
I played against him?
Yes.
I don't remember this.
Like my team in CVS 2 are Akuma, Rugal, and Kim.
I have no memory of this.
I don't know if he's in CVS 1, but he's definitely in CVS 2.
The fuck? Well, shit. All right. Okay, though. Who you want, though?
That being said, I do have a favorite that's not in CVS from KOF. Because Saishu wasn't in there.
Yeah, but Saishu's not been in the majority of things.
But yeah, Saishu's been dead for a while.
There's also the matter that there have been several KOF characters introduced after CVS 2 in 2000 or 2001 that we quite like. Like, obviously, Ash isn't in CVS, but Ash didn't exist at the time of CVS 2's release.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to see Vanessa in CVS 2. She also did not exist at that time.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyways, back to Street Fighter 6. Season 3. Who you want. Not who you think, but who you want.
I mean, my list is mostly unchanged because, like, I didn't get nothing, really. Well, of course, I got Terry. And my...
Yeah, but you weren't asking for Terry.
Yeah, but I wasn't asking
you got
for
Ed
Terry.
Boon there.
Yes. But
that
yeah,
Ed Boon shit where he puts up a poll on Twitter like, hey, what was the metaphor I thought of? I think I might have stolen this from the Super Best Friends, but Ed Boon's the kind of guy, the kind of liar, the kind of fun liar, where he asks his kids, all right, do you want the new Transformers toy or the new G.I. Joe toy? And his son or whoever will say, I want the new G.I. Joe toy. And then Ed Boon comes back with a puppy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad. That's not what I asked for, but I'm not mad.
Yeah.
That's the Terry reaction there.
Yeah, because like, I didn't think that this was an option.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I would have chosen this if I knew still, but still, I didn't think this was an option to begin with.
I'm not sure how many things are higher on my priority list than Terry. I'd be fine with seeing Terry pop up in any fighting game.
Oh, Nimpocho. And Terry's just there.
Fucking Blaze Blue. Terry's there, and he's like, what the fuck sci-fi world is this? Jesus.
Yeah. Have to fight God again. Actual Terry dialogue, by the way.
Terry drops into goddamn cyberbots. And he's appropriate size. He's not big enough to fight the mechs. You are playing as 2 pixels at the bottom of the screen. One is red for the hat, one is white for his shirt, and you just have to know that's Terry.
Yeah.
You can hear like an ant say, Buster Wolf, at very, very low volume.
Oh,
good shit.
But yeah, that's for who I want. I want Adon back. I miss him. Like my story with Adon is very funny because Adon, like I've told multiple times how Adon, I only like Adon because I still own the toy. I still own the action figure of Adon from Street Fighter Alpha. But yeah, so I only like Adon because of that, and then I learned how to play him because of the toy, and then I actually liked him. But there is a universe where I didn't. There is a universe where they carried other like where I got the that figure from. They carried other Street Fighter Alpha figures, and I didn't get Adon, and I hate him because he was one of Akuma's mid bosses, and that made the AI very stinky.
Adon, I think that Street Fighter 6 would really want to take a different spin with. I mean, especially if he comes out before Sagat. Yeah. Right? Because in 4, Adon's story was, Sagat, I'm going to beat you and I'm going to prove I'm the real king of Muay Thai. But Sagat's not here. Furthermore, there's a good chance that by the time of 6, Sagat has probably fought Adon and thrown the match just to get Adon out of his hair, right? Like how he did with Dan.
Yeah.
So I imagine if Adon comes around in Street Fighter 6, it's a newly narcissistic Adon that's all pimped out, and he's got it tattooed on his chest now, King of Muay Thai.
No, he has a chest tattoo, and it's a jaguar, and then a greater than sign, and then a tiger.
Huh!
But yeah, like, Pimped Out Adon would be cool. I wouldn't mind Pimped Out Adon.
Nobody would. Well, no, actually, loads of people would, but they can shove it.
Loads of people hate Adon. With reason, honestly, but...
To me, there's something nostalgic about hearing Jaguar, Jaguar, Jaguar.
Yeah. Okay, but what if they gave the whole Rolento like movement stuff to Adon?
Well, if your desired answer is just a way to avoid putting Rolento in the game, I can work with this.
And that's mainly why I thought of it. Yes. Like, I don't hate Rolento. I don't like Rolento to me is in the same spot like Rainbow Mika, but like I don't give a fuck if they're on the roster. Like, if they're there, fine. If they're not, whatever. You know?
Yeah, Rolento for me, I don't get the character, but whatever, he's fine. I don't hate playing against him. I don't hate having him there. Mika, at least for me, is like in the space of like, okay, I can tell I'd really love this character if I wrap my brain around her.
Yeah.
There's just something about our Mika that doesn't compute to my grappler brain.
Too much S.
That's not the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, Laura, Jesus. But yeah, Adon, who are your other 3 answers?
Let's see. I would still like Eagleback.
Eagle would be good. How would you feel about Ibuki?
I don't mind Ibuki. Like, I like it. Okay, that depends. Is it Third Strike Ibuki or is it 5 Ibuki? I don't like 5 Ibuki. I like Third Strike Ibuki.
Well, 5 had the worst variants of most of the characters.
True, but I mean, like, not just in gameplay, but also in like outfit. The Ibuki outfit was fucking rank. I hated it so much.
Oh yes, the schoolgirl Ibuki. It sucked ass. Well, luckily, by the time of Street Fighter 5, at least Sakura had finally fucking graduated. So I would assume that by the time of Street Fighter 6, Ibuki's finally graduated.
Maybe.
And Eternal Schoolgirl. She's got the sliding time scale and no one else does.
Yeah. She's always 14. Like, they do a reveal where Ibuki's a vampire and she's been 14 for the past 1,000 years.
Yeah, she knows Dimitri. Dimitri's scared of her.
Yeah.
Like, Ken's kid grows to become an adult, and Ibuki's somehow younger than him?
Yeah.
Especially because Ibuki's like the one out of the schoolgirl trio that her story is she hates being a schoolgirl and being a ninja. She just wants to go out and get dudes.
Yeah, that's why Ibuki hates being a schoolgirl, because she's been a schoolgirl for the past 1,000 years.
Yeah. It's a special torment of its own, I suppose.
But yeah. Hmm. Yeah, for women, because I did say 2 dudes, so I guess I'll think about women. The thing is, like, that is there a lot
I
of
think there's going to be
yeah.
one every DLC, but not necessarily 2, because for season 1 only had Aki.
Oh, true.
Season 2 is a bit is the first to have only to had 50-50 split for gender.
But still, if I guess I could I'd be fine with Ibuki. So Idon, Eagle, Ibuki, and then if you want a 50-50 split, then Lucia. If we don't, then Zeku.
Ooh,
Like
I would love. Lucia came too late in Street Fighter V's lifetime for me to really enjoy her. But when I played her, I was like, "Ooh, this is good."
I loved playing as Lucia because she was K-Dash.
Yeah, she really is. But like, you bring her into 6, and 6 has more story and more visuals and more flair, and the characters feel so much more characterful. Lucia kind of fell by the wayside in 5 because she came near the end at a game that didn't have that much character or personality to large elements of it. I think people would really latch on to Lucia if she came around in 6, and they really doubled down on the, "Hey, I'm from New York, I'm here to get a cup of coffee."
Yeah, see, the only problem that I could see for Lucia as a character in today's climate is that she's a cop. But she can just quit. They can just reverse her character, so she's an all cops are bastards. She got screwed over in fucking Metro City police.
I could definitely see that happening.
And like, yeah, bring in Danny DeVito to voice her.
Ooh.
But
That's
yeah.
a pretty good list right there.
But yeah, and then if they go with Zeku, I want Zeku to just be Strider. Fuck it. Like if we like, you know, this also depends. Like, do we make I guess we'll see it once Terry and Mai are here. But like, do the guest characters have to make sense story wise? Because if not, then it would not happen even if this could happen. But I wouldn't mind fucking Gallon just to see. Like just to see my fucking graphics card melt from the fur being rendered, but also
that not only does that not make story sense, it doesn't make visual sense. He's a goddamn wolf man.
I know. I mean, the one that technically makes more sense, but not really would be Hayato, which I would pop harder for than Gallon, honestly.
Hayato, who's Hayato?
Oh, Plasma Sword.
Oh, I don't see it being Hayato. I see it being Hayato's great granddad.
Maybe. I mean, I'd be fine with that too. Honestly, the thing, like the one thing that I don't think they could do is Hayato has this win pose that he starts the rounds off with as well in MVC as well, where he puts his hand on like where the blade will be, and then just pulls it apart, and then that's when the blade or that's how the blade comes out of the sword, and that's just so fucking cool. And I don't think they could do that with a real sword.
You know, I mean, with the stuff Shadowloo pulls off, right? I mean, there is a certain aesthetic to pulling out lightsabers out in a modern day setting. No More Heroes, right?
Yeah.
It would have to be a prototype of a prototype of a prototype for the plasma sword, though. You know that.
Yeah. But like, if we somehow get plasma sword representation in this day and age, I pop. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am one of 4 people who knows that this series exists. Like, and at least one of the other 4 is fucking Ono.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, even with Darkstalkers, like if they wanted to do a crossover with Darkstalkers, it would be Morrigan, or at the very least Dimitri. It like Gallon would be like the 5th guy that they think of, you know.
I don't think there's anyone that can get from Darkstalkers.
Oh no, I don't think it's likely. I'm saying that if they wanted to do it, even then I wouldn't get what I want.
Like, the least crazy over-the-top character in Darkstalkers is probably Victor, and even then, I don't think they'd want to do giant-ass Victor. Literally. Yeah, Victor actually, come to think of it, gets crazier in Vampire Savior. Sometimes I get mixed up and think of Vampire Hunter, because that's actually wound up being the one I put more time into, just because something came up in my life between me playing through a lot of Vampire Hunter and a lot of Vampire Savior, which is bad, because Vampire Savior is the far better fighting game. But Vampire Savior, Victor gets a bunch of different moves that make him fit him in a lot better with the rest of the Darkstalkers cast, and makes him feel less mundane. But nonetheless, yeah. Let's see. Ooh, I think my wish list for Street Fighter 6 Season 3 is pretty simple. Alex, Dudley. Ooh. My brain short-wired for a second. I nearly said Elena.
Put her in again. Like it's gonna be the season 3 fucking the thing that I said with Akuma, like how season 2's for DLC is just Akuma again. It's just a separate like button on the character select screen, so you can choose him in a different way. Like it's that, but for Elena. Only they get this privilege. Akuma's friends.
Okay, I've got it. Dudley, Alex, Sakura, but her level 3 is an install. She goes evil Sakura. Now, I would assume they wouldn't do the Marvel thing where regular Sakura plays an entirely different way and she has to go into evil Sakura form to play like classic Sakura. But still. And for the 4th character, Laura. There you go. And yes, 2 of those characters were grapplers. I am predictable, if anything. And also out of that prediction list, I think 3 of those are pretty reasonable predictions. Alex ain't happening.
Yeah. I mean, with my list,
if we get Sakura, she's not going to have Dark Sakura either. She's not going to have Evil Sakura.
Yeah.
Evil Sakura will stay forever locked to Marvel 2.
I mean, even with my predictions, it's just like 2 guys that I like. Ibuki, who is actually reasonable, and then Lucio or Zeku, who are throw-ups. Like they might happen, they might not.
Yeah, I think they're both toss-ups. Eagle, I could actually see happening. He's still his archetype is still unrepresented.
Yeah, gay.
Yeah, canonically, right?
Yeah.
Adon, I think Adon's got a good shot of getting into 6 as well. Though I think if we're going to get Adon, we're probably going to get him after Sagat and not before.
Yeah.
So yeah, shit. Season 3 talks. And I don't know how many topics you got left in you. Are you ready to move on past Street Fighter 6?
I'm checking because I feel like, oh yeah, the only other thing that we talked about, we posted about, was how Harada is. So it needs to be noted again. We've talked about this before on the podcast. Katsuhiro Harada really wants to make an official Mugen. He won't. He knows that he won't, but he really wants to. So
it's kind of cruel for him to talk about it, honestly.
Yeah. But he has he has as much in his power as it is in his power to do so without actually being official about it, because he can't be. Has implied that yes, Tekken and Street Fighter and KOF now, or yeah, Fatal Fury, whatever. Same or parallel universes. Very close.
Yeah, that's going to require more intricacy than what he's handling now, since Tekken's story is a goddamn clusterfuck.
Yeah, like basically
Street Fighter and KOF can work together just fine. Tekken could have worked together fine with those 2 up until 6.
Yeah. And yeah, so basically, what he said was just that, like, Akuma was in Tekken. Terry and Mai are in Street Fighter. Geese was in Tekken.
Yeah.
And then he retconned in that the waifu Batgirl, her Rapuken, was actually taught to her by geese.
Yeah, Eliza is apparently a student of geese, which is strange.
So yes,
Did geese also teach her the breast expansion technique?
Yes, he did. How did you know? But yeah, so that's like, it needs to be said that while once again this is not official, like this is not proof of shit, but we know that Harada would like this to happen.
I think there's a very good chance that we get Jin.
If they can unfuck the story, this could be hyped.
I think there's a very good chance we get Jin and Nina in season 3, and they just don't acknowledge the World War III stuff at all. Yeah. They just don't. Because, I mean, fuck, Tekken doesn't want to acknowledge the World War III stuff half the time.
True.
I mean, Tekken, I mean, the thing is, there's still large stretches of Tekken I love. But the writing in it since 6 has been absolutely fucking dog shit, bottom of the pile garbage. When Tekken 6 has the line, everyone forgot that Kazuya was the devil. Like, I mean, look.
On one hand, you have a point. On the other, current politics.
Yeah, but just because people are stupid in real life, there's a certain degree of stupidity in people in fiction that's unacceptable, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, say Trump and Biden, of course, have done all kinds of stupid things and more or less just got away with it. Neither of them have confirmed the existence of the supernatural in undeniable fashion.
That is true. Although, like, I'm imagining, like,
if Trump actually was able to reach, if Trump was actually able to reach into the fucking interdimensional goddamn cross, whatever Alex Jones talks about, and pull out one of those psychic pedophile space sex vampires, that'd be one thing. That would be holy shit. This changes everything. Kazuya turned into a goddamn demon and shot down a satellite with his eye beams. In front of everybody.
It's fine. He had the Men in Black like little stinger thing.
For the entire world?
Yes. He just flashed his cheeks and it has the same effect. But yeah. Oh, blimey. So yeah, once again, like, you know, people hate multiverses and shit, and I understand. Like, not everything needs to be connected. At the same time, like, you know, CVS 2 seemingly being somewhat canon and stuff like that is very interesting.
Well, that's gonna be the question, right? And we'll find out answers to that when Terry comes out and Mike comes out, and if they have win quotes related to stuff that happened in CVS 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so the initial thought that ran through my head was like, oh, what if Akuma has a match against Terry, or Terry has a match against Akuma, and Terry's like, hey, I remember when you and Rugal fought. You seem like you got wrecked back there. You're not so tough. But then the second thought that ran through my head for CVS interactions that Terry or Mai would be aware of was, I thought for a second of Mai having a win quote against Chun-Li. It's just, hey, want to press our boobs together again?
That would be completely in character for Mai.
Yes, it would.
Like you know, this is one of those things. Like, I don't usually like the sultry, like, you know, sexy woman, whatever. But Mai's
an idiot.
Yes, like Mai has a character outside of I have boobs, so I like her.
That's always the magic, is like for Mai that she's a fucking moron alongside it, or like Melina in Mortal Kombat, who's a sadistic, horrible man-eating monster in the original timeline and the first reboot timeline. Now she's a good person who wants to help people and big lesbians.
Yeah.
And like, you know, Cammy's got her ass flapping all about, but it's not a part of her character. It's just there.
Yeah, she just dresses like that. But yeah, like I guess my problem is when it's a major part of a character, I don't like it.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, for instance, with Laura, it's a lot of Laura's character.
Yeah. And like
Like that, and that she's not as lame as her brother.
I don't know about that.
Well, okay, in your personal estimation of them as characters, yes, I'm sure Sean ranks higher. But canonically, the story thing with Laura is partly supposed to be that she's not a fucking wimp like her brother is.
But yeah, like it is kind of weird though how we had Laura and now we have Azucena in 8, and like I dislike Azucena for different reasons, but that's supposed to be a thing.
Well, Azucena, honestly, I prefer if Azucena's story was just supposed to be that she's sexy instead of coffee. It's the same shit that Tekken does with a lot of their new debutee characters. Is we've taken one stereotype about the country they come from and made it the entire character.
I mean, yes, but at the same time,
and then there's and then there's Josie Rizal.
Yeah. See, the thing for me with Azucena that sets her apart from like Laura or whatever is that like sure her thing is coffee, but it's not just coffee. Her thing is I am corporate coffee, and I hate her because she's spouting fucking buzzwords. But that is her character. That you're supposed to feel that way, I guess.
Good lord, I don't know what's going on with Tekken anymore.
Like one of Azucena's wing quotes that I saw was just like, I really want to work together with Mishima Zaibatsu because it would really synergize with my PR or something like that.
Like, Tekken's just in that place where I'm happier ignoring anything that's going on with the story, any of the dialogue, any of the cutscenes. Just play the game.
Yeah, which is kind of sad because they also brought like cinematic win starts or whatever round starts, and I appreciate that at least. I haven't played Tekken 8 because nothing I own runs it, but
Bleh.
And also all of the redesigns stink, but
yeah. Yeah, nonetheless, you got anything left for Street Fighter 6 or?
Let me check. Only Kermit the Frog with two samurai swords smoking a blunt. So I guess not.
Yeah. Let's see. For my little bits, all I've got to say is I put in a little bit of time with Homelander. I did not put in a lot. That character did seem like he had stuff going on. But nonetheless, what was noticeable about him is he has everything. The man's got air dashes. Thankfully, at least he's not got instant full screen overheads for no meter there combo starters. Good lord. He has high I-beams, low I-beams, so we've got some Sagat shit. He does have air I-beams, though I don't remember it being as bad as Superman's, where it just covers the full screen. I want to say he has to at least aim it somewhat. He's not as bad as Superman, but he's pretty rough. I've been hearing that he's getting pretty rough with the online because a lot of Zoner players have been picking up Homelander and using I-beams, which is kind of what we expected to happen anyways. But beyond that, he has air dashes, and he has a fucking... how am I forgetting now? The Akuma dash.
Ashura Senku.
He's got Ashura Senku. He's got a little forward glide. I don't know if it's projectile invulnerable. It might be. And from there, he has follow-ups, including a command grab. So he is a zoner with a dash-in command grab.
Of course.
His normals looked kind of but a few of them had pretty good range. But then there's that one cherry on top. On top of, okay, well, he's got air projectiles, he's got low projectiles, high projectiles, he's got a dash grab. What else could this guy possibly need? And by the way, geese parries as well. He's got geese parries.
Oh, nice.
So whenever you get to take a shot back at him, whenever you get to take a shot back at him, watch out. He could just turn your turn back into his turn.
Yeah, I've learned that one of my favorite jokes in fighting games is going up against a boss character in older fighting games and figuring out that the move is like invincible and has like no startup and all that, and it's going, oh yeah, he needs that. He needs it to be viable, you see. Like,
And unblockable too. Don't forget about that.
That too.
And does 50%.
Yeah. Oh boy. we'll talk about that once we get to do what I've done. Holy shit.
So, do you know what Homelander has on top of all the stuff I've already mentioned?
What? A big guess.
He has a jump move, an air move that hits low.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Where he zooms straight down to the ground and hits the ground with his feet while he makes a Christ pose, because he's Homelander, right? He's a narcissist.
Yeah.
And it hits low.
And is it called the Christ tear?
Sadly, no, though him and Ermac both make cross poses in the air, and him and Ermac both have airborne lows. But nonetheless, yeah, fuck it. Here, like, I will say, in fairness, having just also given Ermac a spin, it's noticeable that he's got a lot of the same tools Ermac does. In fairness, he doesn't have the sheer potential for rushdown insanity that Ermac does, of Ermac turning everything into a goddamn air Roman cancel, and he can just hit you overhead, low, overhead, overhead, low from the jumping position. Homelander's at least not got that, but Homelander's got everything else. And it's ridiculous.
I loved him in Lord of the Rings.
Like, it's left with the question now. It's kind of odd, because, like, each of the DLC characters for MK1 has been some variety of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, Omni-Man and Peacemaker were the most boring. Omni-Man. Omni-Man and Peacemaker were the most boring, but even then, Peacemaker is a godlike zoner who is disgusting. And Omni-Man is the complete opposite. Omni-Man actually has several tools that just deny zoning altogether and say, no, fuck you, we're doing this. Like, Omni-Man is as plain, simple, fucking brawler, get in and beat some fucking ass. One of the most simplistic in that regard I've ever seen a fighting game character. And then Homelander, credit where credit is due, Homelander's got a bit more craziness going on, where the other two guest characters were rather boring. And then Quan Chi is doing goddamn science in the corner, running all kinds of weird setup shit.
Quan Chi is hitting the Quan.
Yeah. And Ermac is just, hey, fuck you, I'm a Guilty Gear character now. So what the fuck is Takeda gonna look like?
Good question.
Like, the thought that passed through my head is, I always found it odd that MKX, he didn't have any particularly long-range normals. Mortal Kombat doesn't have a doll seam, right?
Yeah.
MK11 started to get close to it. There started to be some characters they introduced, like Spawn and Rambo and Collector, who got some weird shit out of their normals, some ranged shit out of their normals. But they never went fully into it. I'm wondering, will they have the balls this time to honestly make Takeda Mortal Kombat's doll sim? Because it's not going to be that crazy when Quan Chi has the portal kick, right?
Yeah.
Like, the possibility for weird, insane normals has already been tapped in MK1 by weirdo characters like Quan Chi and Havoc. So is this on the board?
Perhaps.
Guess we'll see. And what the fuck is Season 2 going to look like? Will we finally get a noob that isn't a zoner?
No.
Probably not. But man, could you imagine if noob... Okay, I just had a horrible thought.
What?
What if Noob's also a puppet character?
Oh, God.
Because, like, you open up your MK1 game box, and inside there's just a copy of BlazBlue.
Yeah. Not even a copy of BlazBlue. Inside there's a whatchamacallit, there's a plushie of Carl Clover.
It jumps out and mauls your face, too.
Yeah.
We've talked before about, like, what if there was a fighting game that just took all the characters of a certain archetype from all the franchises? Like, what if there was a fighting game that just crossed over all the Shotos? What if someone made a Mugen of all the grapplers? What if there was a Mugen of all the fucking puppet characters?
We've talked about this too, actually. The reserves.
I think we have, yeah. It's not expanding as rapidly as the grappler or Shoto Mugen. That much
Yeah,
is for certain.
sadly.
Did we talk about the hypothetical Zoner Mugen?
Perhaps, I don't
These
remember.
are topics for a whole nother episode, aren't they?
Perhaps. I mean, if we're having a slow news week, then yeah.
Well then, what did you do this week?
Oh boy, let me get the list out. Like, this is not a bit, by the way. I actually have to get the list out.
Heh.
I need to sign into my YouTube account and actually look at the list of videos I have. So I have begun recording arcade modes in fighting games, and apparently there's 24 videos thus far. So let's go through them.
Oh, Jesus.
Because yes, I did all of this in the past 2 weeks.
Good Lord.
So, Maximum Impact 1. Alright. It's not Maximum Impact 2. I don't know if you watched the video. But that
I have not been watching YouTube much at all lately.
Then yeah, I went through with K-Lim. Or Chalim, actually. I call her K-Lim in the video as a bit. Because she's not Kim. But if you say it very fast, then it sounds a bit like Kim. But yeah, Chalim. She's alright. The game's good. Only the boss is able to counter forward 4.
Oh.
Well, no, the other characters can counter forward 4, but they don't do it consistently. I have a round against Leona, and it's great. I recommend this video. There's some great moments in it. Then, tomorrow, from when this is coming out, I think, I'm posting a video of Slap Happy Rhythm Busters. Slap Happy Rhythm Busters is a Japan exclusive rhythm fighting game. It has super moves that enable Samba de Amigo, I guess. Well, it's not really Samba de Amigo. It's more like Gitaru Man, I guess. But yeah, it has normal regular super moves. And it has those, and those deal more damage. But you actually need to hit the stuff on rhythm on rhythm with quotation marks, because it's like it's kind of like, okay, imagine this. You're fighting in Guilty Gear. They bring back insta kills. You go into insta kill state.
So many game, oh god.
You go into insta kill state. You hit the opponent, and the game opens up Guitar Hero. And if you get 100% on Guitar Hero, it kills.
Oh my god.
Like, that's not exactly how it works in the game, because it never kills. I think it only does like 50 or 70% at most, but still.
That's a lot. That is a big percent.
Yes, it is. But that's if you do it flawlessly, which I did not. Now, to be fair to me though, I saw a video of this game. I then got the game and recorded it all on the same day. So. But yeah, there's some great characters in it. It has weirdo inputs. It's one of those things where, like, I don't know if you'd like it or not, because it has weirdo inputs, but it's like Guilty Gear Kids. Otherwise. Then, let's see. Maximum Impact 2, I liked it much better, but there's a bigger roster. I wish the unlockable characters had also had a story mode. Which they don't, but you know, whatever. There's like a generic story mode that you can play through if you play as one of the unlockable characters, as I found out. But yeah, and then once I recorded that, I think I cut it out because there was some problem with the video. I think it got corrupted at the end of it. Thankfully, only the end of it. But yeah, at the end I realized that, oh, There's more unlockable characters because at this point I have already went through the game like 10-15 times to get all of the characters, and then the game is like, all right, more characters.
Oh.
Which is a good problem to have, honestly.
Yeah.
Then, Battle Royale Toshinden, the entire series, more or less. I didn't play the Dreamcast one, and that's the only one that I'm aware of that I didn't play. So Battle Royale Toshinden 1 and 2 are a blight upon this universe. Or a blight, even.
I've heard that, yes.
Like, I don't think any... Okay, has there been a fighting game that made me as mad just by sheerly playing it as Battle Royale Toshinden 2? I don't think so. Because, like, you know, there's the thing of, like, when we play highly restrictive fighting games, I might say, or, you know, usually I say, oh, I'm fighting the game as well. No, genuinely, you're fucking fighting the game. Move checking doesn't fucking exist. It only exists for the CPU.
Oh, that's great. Oh, great. Is that like a fucking game where you have to press the turn button?
No, there's supposed to be move checking, but you don't turn around automatically. Sometimes. But sometimes you do. And if you turn around, then you can block. And then sometimes, if you do a move while a person is going sideways, then the move will turn and hit them, and other times it won't. It's stuff like this, where like it really added up, and I just fucking loaded. Like with one, I played through it, I didn't like it, but I said, you know, there's, you know, maybe it will get better. And then I played through, and I fucking hated every second. It sucked so much. And then immediately,
yeah.
And then I played 3. Like I immediately, usually usually these videos are scheduled in the order that I recorded them. Now that's not always the case. Like I played Digimon Arena 1 and 2 back to back, which we'll get to those later, because I like those games. I played Plasma Sword 1 and 2 back to back because I like those games. I played Toshinden 1 or 2 and 3 back to back because I needed to know. I needed to know if the series ever got better.
You needed answers.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I played Battle Royale Toshinden 3. And 3 actually has like input reading, which I didn't bring up with 2. 2 doesn't have input reading properly. It does, but it's so fucking strict that we're not gonna show you out 90% of the time doing the proper input.
Oh.
Like it's, I think I say it during the video, but it really felt like, what if you made Street Fighter 1 3D?
Oh no.
And like the thing is, I don't know if you've played Street Fighter 1, but you know that I beat Street Fighter 1. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I've played enough of Street Fighter 1 to remember that.
And so imagine playing that, but Ryu's kicks don't just go through Sagat, but Sagat can also sometimes sidestep, and then even if it was one of the chances that the kick would have hit, it doesn't. Because it doesn't check, and then Sagat counters you with the Tiger Knee. And the thing is, Battle Royale Arena Toshinden 2's final boss is Sagat with flight.
Oh no!
I hate that game so much. Like genuinely, there is only one game that I hate more, but that one barely qualifies as a fighting game. So we'll get to that also shortly. So yes, 3 was much better. Only one issue: whenever you do a super, the game kills every person with photosensitive epilepsy in a 5-mile radius.
That's one of your moves?
But that's one of everyone's moves.
Oh.
So yeah, that game, you know, once again, the best one in the series. If you really must play a 3D Battle Royale Arena Toshinden game, then play 3. But you might have noticed that I said 3D. There's also one on the Game Boy.
Oh boy.
It's the best one. I don't know how they fucking did it, but just making the game 2D made it so there's input reading now and
Oh,
combos, and like the game's actually fun.
oh,
And I was surprised. Like I turned that on and I expected to suffer, and then I did this stinky voice acting for it, which like the video I'm looking at it right now, it's coming out in October, so sadly it will be a while until people see it. But like that, I really love that video, both because the voice acting I thought was more or less point on, because like, you know, it's on the Game Boy, so I tried to do my like, what if Game Boy synthesized voice, you know. Because I know what synthesized voices sounded like on the GBA, but that's also like what 10, 100 times more powerful than the original Game Boy.
yeah.
So I did my best in post to, like, I did my best there to do voice acting that would befit the limitations of the Game Boy, as well as the time that the game came out, usually, or, you know, roughly. And then I tried to do my best in post to make it actually sound like it was coming out of the Game Boy. Sadly, there's no easy way for me to fuck with sample rates, which is what you need to do to make it sound, you know, tinny and like boxy. And the only way I could have done that is if I cut those bits of audio out, exported them, saved them separately with a smaller sample rate, and then imported back into the video, which, like, that's a lot of work, and I didn't want to do it. You know, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that but you will know when the Battle Arena Toshinden series starts, or whatever, you know, the sub series, I guess, in me playing those, because I think only 2 doesn't have a title that is relating to the tall stinky gnome man, who you will come to learn who that is eventually.
I see.
So yes, then I guess I'll go in order of how I mentioned them. So I played Dead or Alive 1. Very fun. There's a gimmick in it that they didn't bring back for any of the later games, and I'm sad because it was my favorite gimmick. So I don't know if you've seen footage of Dead or Alive 1. Dead or Alive 1 was the one that I played the most.
I have not.
Dead or Alive 1 has arenas, but if you step outside of the arena, you don't ring out. Instead, the ground works like it has mines on it, and if you get knocked down on it, like, you know, if you do a hard knockdown, if you would juggle someone basically, or something like that, then it blows up under them, and they get juggled longer.
Oh.
And it's very cool because it means that you can do very long combos outside of the ring.
I see.
Now the only problem with that is that people also deal all of the damage all the time. So, like, you don't get to do a lot of combo because people are dead. But if you could, then you would be able to do very, very long combos. Like, it was well balanced.
Okay.
Then I played Dead or Alive 2, and let me tell you, that game has all of the presentation. Like, the gameplay was improved. You know, it was very good. I can understand why Dead or Alive 2 is the one that people point to when they say, hey, here's a really good Dead or Alive. But, you know, I was surprised because there was a lot of like, there was a gigantic leap between 1 and 2. Even if it meant that I don't have my minefield ring out states anymore.
Yeah.
Then, Digimon Rubber Arena. The first one, I can see why people like 2 better. I will always have a spot for 1 because that's the one that I grew up with.
Yeah.
But, you know, the only problem with 1 is that it like, they didn't know exactly if they wanted to make a platform fighter or a traditional fighting game. So it's a platform fighter with rounds.
Oh. That's a little bit odd, yeah.
Like, everything aside from that works fine. You know, it makes sense. It's, you know, it's Smash inspired, but not just Smash. And the game, dare I say, the game is good. But yeah, the rounds, yeah, I can understand why they did away with them. Come to, and as for 2, it's one but better. It's faster. It's, you know, got different characters. Renamon isn't there because Renamon was fucking busted in 1.
Eh.
Renamon was planned, and then someone played 1 in the dev team. Like, this is not a bit, by the way. Like, the Renamon is what is in the demo that they released. I don't know where, but Renamon was in the demo, or it is in the files for the demo, but then was cut during development, and we don't know why they were cut during development. But considering Renamon in 1, I can take a guess. You know.
Yeah.
Which sucks because Renamon was my main, but still.
Eh.
Yeah, those. Then, Plasma Sword or Star Gladiator. I played both of those. Star Gladiator 1, I have less experience with. I played a lot more of Plasma Sword. But Star Gladiator 1 was already very close to Plasma Sword. It is slower, though. And that's a very major thing, as it turns out. So yeah, Star Gladiator 1 was fine. It was good. I can see, like, you know, I can see why people looked at this and went, hey, I will give this money enough to you know, fund the sequel. And then Star Gladiator 2 came out. Star Gladiator 2 is... I don't even know how to put it into words, because it's like, I went back to it. I did the arcade run, and after playing 1, I went like, you know, maybe I'm just misremembering it. Like, you know, I loved this when I was smaller. But, you know, maybe it was just because it has a very, like, beginner-friendly fighting mechanic and all that. No, that game is fucking awesome. Like, it is simplified. But because of the speed and all that, it needs to be simplified. Like, if it wasn't simplified at that speed, it would cause problems.
Yeah.
Like, it was so fast that I was wondering if my copy is running fast. So, you know, that should tell you things. And yeah, very, very fun game. Hayato is cool. But like I said so earlier, like, I really like Hayato. I wish to see him. But yeah. Then let's see what else. I played Soul Edge and Soul Calibur. Now,
Ooh.
do you even, like, have you even seen Soul Edge?
I don't think I have. No.
It might have been called Soul Blade over there.
It may have. Yeah, it's difficult to remember.
Soul Blade and Soul Edge are definitely the same game, but yeah. So Soul Edge is the first Soul Calibur, despite what the numbers tell you. And let me tell you, aside from like, even then, for the time, the environments and the models are very, very impressive. And gameplay wise, it is like 99% there.
Yeah, they were very critically well received at the time.
But yeah, so Soul Edge is I believe the one I played when I was very small. By the way, like, this is my first Soul Calibur. Because I don't remember killing, but I remember Songmina. Like, for years. This is how early I played Soul Edge. Chun-Li, before I could read, I called Chun-Li Songmina because they wore similar dresses. Like, and this was like years after, like even years after I played Soul Blade or whatever, Soul Edge. So, like, you know, whatever. Yeah. Oh, very, very good, very fun. Soul Calibur is just a full game. Like, you know, usually during these videos, during the credits, I will summarize my thoughts and, like, you know, how the games, like, if I'm playing games in a series, and I try to summarize, like, okay, so was it better, was it worse, what did it improve, stuff like that. I tried to bring some sort of stuff that isn't just, hey, watch me fucking get annihilated by the AI for 20 minutes. Because, like, I'm playing these games on normal, and I'm a jack of all trades. I do not have the amount of knowledge necessary to play all of these games on normal. Some of them I'm better at than others. like it also kind of shows in like, it depends, but it also kind of shows on the in the games, because like fucking what you call it, Dead or Alive 2, 9 minutes.
Nah.
And then Dark Tenshi 40.
Oh.
Which, by the way, Dark Tenshi, I guess now that I've brought it up, Dark Tenshi has 2 bosses. The final boss took me an entire hour.
Oh, good lord.
Like, I got it out, but there was a match. I went, alright, fuck it, if I can't take a round off of this motherfucker, then I wasn't that angry to actually speak like this, by the way, but I was close. But
Understandably.
But I said, if I can't get a round off of him in this match, then I am just calling it quits and uploading the video as is. Because I've been fighting the guy for 50 minutes at that point, or something like that. And like, I've done everything. I have changed characters to see if that's a problem, because the final boss of Dark Tenshi, which we haven't seen, by the way. Like, when we fought against each other, they are not choosable.
Oh.
There's 2 characters. One of them is a pushover, he has a gun. The other one is the final boss called Carlos. Carlos has a katana. He has a stinger move, it does 50%. Or 25, something like that.
Okay, there's something deeply funny about Draku Tenchi being the one that was a 2D fighting game that wanted to not be very high fantasy. The one character on the roster who has a fireball is the guy that throws a knife, and it's a pretty bad fireball. Okay, who do we go for our semi-final boss? A man who has a gun.
Yeah. But yeah, so he has a katana. He only uses the katana to do moves. He has a stinger that does 25 or 50%. He has a string that is low overhead. He has 2 anti-airs. Or not anti-airs, he has 2 air-to-airs, actually. And then he also has an anti-air. Now the air-to-airs also deal like 20% or something like that. And also have different invincibility frames. So he can mix you up with the air-to-air, and you can't anti-air him.
Don't jump.
That's the thing. Don't anti-air. Because he does the air-to-airs. Like, the air-to-airs also hit the ground.
Oh, you don't... The anti-airs don't have invincibility? Yours don't, I mean? Oh.
No. That's the thing. I was playing with Torao, because Torao was the guy that I liked the best when we played Dark Tenshi. Torao doesn't have an anti-air. At all.
Oh.
Torao has an air-to-air, which is his chesto like jumping kick, the Tatsu. That's his only anti-air. Which is not really an anti-air, it's an air-to-air. But
yeah.
Once again, like, I've tried blocking the guy. If he does his air-to-air, one of them is only an air-to-air. The other one is actually an overhead. And it's like 2 frames. See. By the way, the overhead.
Oh. Nice.
And they also have the same startup. The 2 air-to-airs. So...
Yep.
And if all of this wasn't enough, the motherfucker can do his super without meter.
Of course.
And also his super is...
Some of that stuff just sounds like, because it sounds like it's not intended, it's just because the game was never finished.
Yeah. His super, like, by the way, the thing with his super is also that it's invincible. It's an invincible grab.
Oh, awesome.
Now, if you jump, if you have a super that jumps at the start or something like that, then you can jump or do like a short hop over his grab and then hit him. But that's the only way that you can counter it. Because otherwise it's safe.
Oh my god.
So yeah, after 2 hours of playing Dark Tenshi, and 1 hour just on Carlos, I end the video. I distinctly remember I end the video with going, "Fucking get Maximilian on this shit. Fucking get him to kill this man for me, please." Because God knows I didn't kill him, but boy, I don't know who. Like the thing is, like I could have asked for someone with like, you know, tournament knowledge, but like who's gonna actually fucking sit down and play Dark Tenshi arcade mode out of those people?
No one.
Exactly.
Wooly. For a laugh, and he wouldn't get that far.
Yeah, exactly. Max is the only person I know who might actually fucking suffer through it. Aside from me, I guess.
Yeah. And right now he's got a pretty tight schedule. He's got to be running through the Bison History Month now, and he's going to be probably doing some Final Fantasy VII stuff.
Yeah, I mean he's
going to be running through Terry History Month soon.
Yeah, I mean he's fine. I don't even know when Dark Tenshi comes out, but it's not gonna be for any time soon. It might honestly be coming out in like December. So he has until December.
Oh, the official release, right? The official re-release, or well, it never released to begin with. So the official release.
No. I mean my video. The Dark Tenshi official release is never coming.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
The Dark Tenshi official release, last I read the Wikipedia page, it said that it was announced at some point and then nothing.
So yeah. Bizarre.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, Dark Tenshi. Let's see what else. I'm seeing a lot of Think It or No Man. G. Oh, Project Justice. Rival Schools. So
yeah,
I don't know if we've talked about this. I actually have some Rival Schools history because I played the first game in the series on PS1. I didn't like it. Like when I was growing up. Yes, I didn't like Rival Schools growing up because it basically it felt very janky, the PS1 game, the first one.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it because I was playing like around that same time I was playing Plasma Sword, and Plasma Sword was fucking smooth as butter. So, you know.
Yeah. Same publisher though. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. So yeah, I played through Rival Schools, and I kind of have a thing for these videos, and I explained it in one of the Rival Schools videos actually. That like I try to not like practice or anything for these arcade runs, because I want it to be as like realistic to your average Joe as it can. Like I want it to be like you know, I haven't played this game in like 20 years, or I haven't played this game at all, and I got it and I'm turning it on and I'm playing it. And if I went into arcade mode and tested out my moves and shit before then I feel like it wouldn't be accurate to that, because most people are not gonna get a fighting game and then put the disc in and go into training mode. They will at most, yeah.
No, I just laughed. That's all.
But yeah, so basically the entire series starts off with me going into the options to make sure it's on normal, because Digimon Rubber Arena wasn't. By default, it's on easy because it really needs to be on easy. By the way. Like Digimon Rubber Arena doesn't have any difficulty on normal even until the final boss, and the final boss is like, haha, 70% single move, go brr.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yes, so I just, you know, go into options, check for the difficulty selection, make sure it's a normal, or as far as I can tell, you know, normal, more or less, and then just go into arcade mode and do that, because I feel like that's accurate to how most people would play a fighting game. Alone, anyway.
Yeah.
And so yeah, because of that, I chose Akira. Because Akira is the protagonist of Rival Schools. Batsu is also there, but Batsu isn't the protagonist of Rival Schools. And
they're a team though, aren't they?
Yes, well, no, the two of them are not in the same team. Akira is with Edge and Gon, and Matsu is in a team with Kyosuke and a girl. I don't remember her name.
Right.
So yeah, I went with Akira and Edge for most of my playthrough, and had roughly a miserable time. The sports team is a piece of shit, just in general.
I see.
Like the sports team in both games, the sports team is when the game when you reach the sports team with Akira's team. In both games is when the game decides, okay, I have given you enough matches. It's time for you to feed me quarters.
You've had enough fun.
Yes. So yeah, I had a rough time with the sports team, and the sports team were pretty much the semi-final boss, I guess, because the final boss of Rival Schools was nothing, more or less. The two encounters before him were the actual true final bosses of the game. But yeah, I understood the game's mechanics better than when I was little, but still, Rival Schools 1 I didn't vibe with. 2, on the other hand, which is the one on Fightcade, is Rival Schools 1, but better in every way.
I see.
Because now you don't have to choose now you don't have to choose which like teammate you want. You can get both of them, and you know it's smoother. It's a lot smoother, which is the main thing for me. Like I don't want like the further a game is from feeling like Battle Royale Toshinden at this point, the better.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Rival Schools 2 feels very smooth. Since I understood the characters a bit better because, you know, they kept their movesets, I had an easier time and all that. The sports team still beat my ass very hard. But other than that, I had fun. Like, I actually quite liked Rival Schools 2.
Alright.
Then...
How many games are there left?
Not too many. Like I'm trying to get them into a series so we can get through them faster.
Okay, it's just my voice is getting tired, my brain's getting tired.
Yeah. Bloody Roar. I played all of them except for the Dreamcast one, which I also have. It just didn't want to record for some reason. Or not Dreamcast, the GameCube, whatever. Same difference.
Yeah.
Dreamcube.
Gamecast.
So, Bloody Roar, very fun. Honestly, we can kind of wrap it up at there. Like Bloody Roar starts off feeling pretty good, and continues feeling pretty good all through to 4, and then 4 it changes up how the meter works, and it's still fun, but it's not as fun as 3. So that's basically it. Alright, then, Criticom. Have you heard the story of Criticom?
I may have.
It is, well, it was the reigning champion of Matt McMuscles' worst fighting game series for the longest time, and it was only recently dethroned by Pit Fighter. Now, I forgot about all of this when I played it. Like, as in, I completely forgot that this was the game that he played.
I don't remember if I've seen this.
Oh boy. So,
I'll look it up.
Alright. Criticom is a PS1 fighting game, and it barely qualifies as a fighting game. The moves barely connect. Like, you remember Balls?
Yeah.
Imagine if Balls had worse controls, and that's Criticom.
Well, that's assuring.
Like the video ends. I think it really summarizes the game. The video ends with the AI standing over me. To wake up, if you get knocked down, to wake up in Criticom, you need to mash any of the arrow buttons. So, My opponent is standing over my body. We are next to the edge of the ring. I wake up. Wake-ups, no matter which direction, or hit. They take down health. The guy falls off the map. I win the round. And I go, I hate this game. I won, but I hate this game.
Excellent.
And that really summarizes my experiences with Criticom. Because, like, you know, you once again, I recommend watching these videos when they come out because well, some of these videos, some of them are just me playing through the arcade mode and just talking whatever, you know, whatever's on screen or whatever comes to mind. But Criticom, I recommend watching because holy shit, like I didn't think that we could get worse. Like Battle of Shinden 2, as much as I hate it, still technically qualifies. It functions as a fighting game. Criticom is on the cusp of rot. Like it is literally the line at which you can decide whether or not this is a fighting game. And I'm not like, I haven't played Pit Fighter. I don't want to play Pit Fighter. Fucking hell, I can't imagine. You know. Then also, along similar lines, I played Star Wars: Masters of Terraskasai.
I've heard interesting things.
I played as Whore because there's no one else on the roster. I don't know what people are talking about. It's a perfectly balanced game because there's only Whore. But yeah, I went with Whore, and I figured out a move, and I just spent that with spacing. And how the game works is that both of you start off boxing. And there's a weapon button where you pull out your weapons. And after the first second that you play the game, once you've realized which one the weapon button is, you start off every round pressing the weapon button. And both you and the AI do this.
Oh, awesome. And is there any reason to stick with your hand-to-hand?
No.
Oh.
None whatsoever. All of your specials.
I assume there's Jedi and Sith on the roster that have lightsabers.
Yes.
And I guess Han Solo's just there with a gun?
Yes. Hor has one of those like pipe guns that the Tusken Raiders had, but it looks like a TIE Rider, so that's what I called it during the video.
Oh.
he's just beating Vader's kneecaps in with a TIE Rider.
Yeah? Oh, he's using that Pineapple Club gimmick, right, that the Tuskens did. That's right.
Yeah, that thing. And yeah, like, Star Wars Masters of Terraskasai could be the worst fighting game I played if I hadn't played Devolution Shinden 2 or Criticom, but sadly,
oh boy.
But sadly it's underwhelming in every way. And then finally, I played. Oh shit! I actually remembered one. It's not uploaded yet because I didn't edit the video yet. Okay, I'll hit that one too, and then it's 2 more games. So, Dynasty Warriors.
Oh boy, Dynasty Warriors 1?
Yes.
Good lord.
That game cannot decide if it wants to be Masters of Terraskasai or if it wants to be Bushido Blade.
Oh boy, that's a high mark right there.
Like, there's the thing, like, I'm talking like, input-wise, I guess. Control-wise. The game is somewhere between Bushido Blade and Masters of Terraskasai. Because in Bushido Blade, if you remember, like, you have your separate stances and shit. You have, you know, some of your inputs, like, not all of your inputs are towards attacks. Some of them are just spacing tools or something like that. Stuff like that. Masters of Terraskasai, you input a move and sometimes it comes out. You piano the game, pretty much.
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors is between the two, where you piano the game to get moves out, but also some of them are spacing tools.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I went with Guan Yu because I figured he has a spear, he has long range. It shows me how much I know. The first guy I fought had daggers and he killed me for half an hour. Something like that.
Oh, that's good.
Because you see, while I may have a spear, I am also Guan Yu, who is, well, no, he's not actually old in the game, but whatever, we'll pretend, who is old and cannot move. So even though I have a spear, it takes me half a fucking hour to swing it. Or I can try to like jab him with the other end of it, and that's not a blade, but you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, the guy with 2 daggers, on the other hand, knows Kung Fu and has daggers. And he's also 16, so he's still spry and can move, unlike me.
Yeah.
Like, I fought Lu Bu, and with Lu Bu, like, Lu Bu was the only balanced fight, because he too is ancient and has a spear, so he cannot move.
Yeah, that's not how that should go.
Yeah. So yeah, that was also an experience. But finally, I also played TMNT Smash Up. And
okay, what did you think of that?
Well, here's the thing: TMNT Smash Up was the other the other Smash like or whatever the other platform fighter that I played growing up. Yeah, the other platform fighter that I played growing up, aside with or along with Rumble Arena. So I was already well versed with it.
Yeah.
It was a lot easier than I remembered. The movement was weird because it worked off of Smash rules. Like it worked off of Smash rules where you should be using the analog stick, but you also can control your characters with the D-pad, which is what I did growing up. I remember that.
Yeah.
So I played as Raph, and I didn't have any particular problems with anyone. Shredder got locked down and died in a second.
Oh, awesome.
It was great. The video is 21 minutes, and I'm pretty sure like at least 3 minutes of those are just me talking and like going through the menus and shit.
Oh, nice.
Like or whatever. The Smash Up was the other, like, it and Dead or Alive were the 2 games where I went in and I went, hey, all right, an arcade mode usually lasts 30 minutes or so, and I went in. And the final boss loads in and just kills over and dies.
Nice.
And I went, huh, interesting. And I played these games on normal, so like, whatever. Yeah, that's all of it. I think. If not, then I can remember fucking next time.
Yeah. And we will see y'all next time, because fighting games were.
Yep, fighting games were.